And this is my difference with ChatGPT and AI. AI can give you the answers if you know what to ask it. You can even have it build you some stuff, but you need to become the fucking man. We call it the become the one formula. What are the attributes? What are the skills? What's the knowledge? And how do the people that you want to aspire to be like, how do they measure their results? How do they measure their success? If you could figure out those 4 things, you could become that person. Now, any idea you have the ability to make it become a reality.
Welcome to another episode of Out of the System. I'm your host, Leo Climaco. Today's guest is a speaker and an architect for entrepreneurs, Karl Smith. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Good, man. You have great energy.
Thank you. Thank you.
You walked in and you lit up this place.
Yeah, my friends for the longest, for the last 20 years, called me the dolphin of the group, right? It's just, you just come in, you got that electric energy.
That's
You're
incredible.
Just, all about
and dolphins
fun.
are incredible animals.
Yeah.
Super intelligent.
Super intelligent. That's right. Yeah, more intelligent than most people would assume. So, yeah, that's good.
Tell me, Karl, where you from? Where'd you grow up?
So originally from Miami, Florida, born and raised. So grew up in the North Miami Beach area, was born to 2 parents that were immigrants originally from Haiti. They moved from Haiti to Canada. From Canada, they had an opportunity to move to the U.S. and settle down here in Miami. Nice. And I was born not too long after. So was born and raised in Miami. But actually, funny enough, I went to school down the street here in for high school. Yeah, St. Thomas Aquinas, right down the street. So when I come back in this area in Fort Lauderdale, it actually brings back a lot of memories.
It's familiar.
Yeah, yeah.
Who were you in high school?
Me?
Yeah.
I was a guy that was trying to figure himself out. I didn't know who I was back at that time. All I knew was I loved being around people. I loved to have a lot of fun. And I had this big, insatiable desire to learn. So, you know, I'm in school and, you know, you learning the traditional stuff. But it was like I had an opportunity to get involved in new sports and people would look at me. I was trying to play for the basketball team. Didn't make it. But when we were running these drills and doing suicides and all of that, I was the only freshman in my grade that can dunk. I was the fastest guy. I don't know how I didn't freaking make the team 2 years in a row. So I said, all right, fuck these guys. But I was introduced to running track, which I never did before, playing on the volleyball team, which never did really before. Actually did a little bit in middle school, but like wasn't something that I actually like did.
Yeah.
But new opportunities were kind of like brought to me to try out different things and try out different sports. And for me, it's like if I never did it, I was open to trying it, playing soccer, playing tennis. So you know, definitely had this big love of life, trying new things, embarking on the next adventure. Same thing.
Play a lot of sports.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
I come from my whole family. We're like athletes. So yeah, we just new sport. We try it. We do it. We conquer it.
How big's your family?
Pretty big. I'm one of 6.
Okay.
So yeah, I got older brother, older sister. I have
You're in the middle?
3 younger brothers.
You're split in the middle.
I'm split right there in the middle.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's actually pretty cool because you kind of
You're
being
the
in
bridge.
the middle. You're the bridge.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get a chance to learn from you know, older siblings. So what they did that was messed up or what they did that was right. You kind of get to learn, right? And then you kind of get to like lead the 4 that come after you. So it's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How'd you get into speaking?
So after high school, I had no idea what I was really going to do. My parents were encouraging me to get into the medical field. They said, we don't know a lot, but what we do know is anyone that's in the medical field, you'll be able to survive, make a good living. So you're going to be a doctor,
lawyer, engineer.
or a lawyer, or an engineer. That's exactly what it was.
Yep.
That's exactly what it was, right? So yeah, I'm going to school. I'm studying all these classes, biology, organic chemistry, and I'm failing at everything. I have to retake these classes. And then I realized, there has to be something else. And so I didn't know what I was looking for, but a friend of mine when I was going job hunting and was getting rejected. It was like, I'm applying to go to the mall. I'm applying to work at the mall, at fast food restaurants, at the movie theaters. My friends that worked at the movie theaters got free tickets. So, you know, they got to see all the movies. I thought that's the best job in the world. Denied. So,
That's crazy.
yeah, nuts. So a friend of mine, his name's BJ. He actually lives not too far from here. He basically introduced me to a direct sales company. And when I got introduced to that company, I didn't know that this is what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do sales. I didn't know anything about business. But they were the only place that would accept me. So me being open to trying new things, I said, all right, I'll try. And the funny thing is, when I actually saw it, I saw it with a few friends, right? 4 or 5 friends. All of them said, this is stupid. This is dumb. Why are you going to do that? And they're charging you money. You got to pay $500, and you got to pay for this training, and you got to pay for the website.
It's a scam.
And it's a scam. Exactly. There you go. So
Multi-level marketing. I love it.
Multi-level marketing, right?
Yeah.
So I ended up getting started in the business regardless. And the first couple months, not doing so well. My first 6 months, I really struggled. But I had a really good mentor back then. And he taught me certain principles that stay with me today, taught me the value of persistence, the value of personal development. He got me into reading books, which I never read books, even though I was going to school and supposed to read books. I didn't read these books. And that stuff just like changed me. So within 2 years, while my friends are sitting there looking at me saying, oh, you're still not making money with that thing. You're still not making money. 2 years in, I did start making money. And I was a junior in college at that time, still taking these classes over again. But I was making a 6-figure income by the time I was 21. And that's...
Let me pause you for a second.
Yeah.
You made no money for 2 years? Or you made some money just to
I
get
made
you
some
by?
money, but
Okay.
I don't like, I wouldn't consider it really money.
Right.
Like if you're working 40, 50, 60 hours a week for a whole month and you only end up with $1,000 or $800 or $2,000. I mean, $2,000 wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I could survive.
Yeah.
But like you grind from 8 to faint every single day, committed to this vision that's not becoming real. Your friends are laughing at you. No one wants to be a customer. Everyone's
What
telling
made
you
you
you're in a
keep going?
scam.
Why didn't you stop? Because you could have.
I did. So there was there were a couple times where I actually did want to stop. I actually mentally quit beforehand. And, you know, again, I had a good mentor back then. He sat me down and he says, Karl, I know that you decided to join this business for a reason. You said you wanted to help your family out. Is that still true? And I was like, yeah. He says, you said your parents are going through like a divorce and right now things are kind of rocky. You want to be there to support your mom. Is that still true? I was like, yeah.
It's a good sales coach.
Very good
He's
sales
getting you to
coach.
say yeses.
Right? You got to say the yeses. The yeses will build your business, right?
Yes.
Build your confidence. But while he's saying this, I'm coming to the realization that like, yeah, okay, fine. Okay, yeah, this is hard. I still live at my parents' house. I want to move out. My mentor was a couple years older than me, right? And he was already driving his dream car, a Porsche 911 Carrera. He's making over $250,000 a year. He was 21. So I'm looking at him as an example of what's possible. But then the doubt creeps in, like, I'll never get to where he's at. I can't talk like him. I don't dress like him. I can't do business like him. I don't influence people like him.
Perfect.
It's not the same. But he kept like bringing me back to the vision. This is what you're committed to. It's going to take time. And
What were you selling?
we were selling cell phone, TV, and internet service. So like telecom services.
Got it.
So we were basically, you know, on the college campus at the university. We're in the hallways like, hey, do you want a new cell phone? Do you want a new cell phone? Do you want to switch your provider? I could get you a free cell phone.
Wow.
And we had to convince people to cancel whatever provider they were with, pay the cancellation fee, get a new cell phone with a new carrier, and they can get like an upgrade. They can get a better phone. And so it was a tough sale. It was a tough pitch. But long story short, personal development for 2 years changed my life. I was showing up to training events every week. I listened to audiobooks in the car. He was like, yo, fuck listening to music. Toss that shit out. It's not going to help you get rich. You don't need it, right? And I was like, but it's Drake. And he's like, you don't need it, right? So he's introducing me to Jim Rohn, Eric Thomas.
Oh, I love
He's
Jim
introducing me
Rohn.
to Les Brown.
Yep.
He's introducing me to Tony Robbins.
I met Les Brown once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
dude.
for me, one of the biggest things was, and it came full circle because I listened to Les Brown for like 15 years. And a few years ago, there was a conference that was going on for 3 days, and I got to be one of the keynote speakers at that conference, and I shared the stage with Les Brown. It was like a
Incredible.
full circle moment.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. So long story short, how'd I get into it? I went through the biggest struggle of my life, I felt at the time. I finally got my breakthrough by the time I was 21. At 21, I started making $10,000 to $15,000 a month. So I made six figures that first year. Everything started to change for me. Moved out my parents' house, got my dream car, moved on the beach, and started kind of like become an example that these pyramid schemes, multi-level marketing companies, direct sales companies, they could work.
Right.
And all the people that rejected me for 2 years started coming and asking me for advice, whether they were even doing my same company or doing something else. They were like, Karl, can you tell me how you did it? What's the formula? What's the blueprint? Because we cracked the code.
Put me in.
And exactly. And for me, the code was leadership development. I learned that if people can learn a few basic leadership skills and traits and attributes, right, that the most successful people have, you're not going to start off winning, but if you can learn this, because every skill is all 100% learnable, if you give yourself a year, 2 years, any person could go through a transformation and have the skills required to get the job done. And so we helped dozens of people get to six-figure incomes. I helped hundreds of people quit their full-time jobs because they were making more money working with me part-time than they were making on their full-time jobs.
That's awesome.
And we have maybe 7, 8 from that group that now today have built, even though we're not doing the same thing anymore, because of who they became. They've all built multi-million-dollar businesses. We got like almost a dozen of those guys.
That's
and
crazy.
these guys are all like my best friends. So very transformational. After I worked with that company for 10 years, the company made some changes. I was going through changes. My business fell apart. And I was just too burnt out to do anything about it. I was like, I cannot go and rebuild this. I had 10,000 sales agents. We got 50,000 customers. And when you have your major...
Wait, hold on. You had 10,000 sales agents under you?
12,000, yeah, to be exact, under me. And we were teaching all these guys to get customers.
That's crazy.
And this was the big concept. It was like, yes, it's hard, but if you can get it right, you're going to have a leveraged experience when it comes to building a business.
Were you like the biggest operation in the region for your company?
No. The person that had trained me, when I was looking up to him, and he was, $200,000-$300,000 a year, he had a team of like 3,000 people. So for me, that was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. But I was a part of his group. So my 10,000 was a part of his like 30 or 40,000 sales guys that he had in his group.
It.
And it was just nuts. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. And
what an army.
It was an army. And
literally.
So I actually just got back from a little Canada tour. So my dad, after he split with my mom, he moved to Canada. He moved back over there. And so I go visit him every 3 months. He's a lot older. He's retired. And he's like by himself. He's like, no one likes to come visit me. I'm like, move your ass back down here.
Right.
He doesn't want to move down here.
Cold up there.
It is cold. I'm like, why are you going to, dude, we're Caribbean people, bro. We do not do well over there, right? But he moved over there. So I just made a commitment after he was going through some health complications. And I was like, dude, we don't even know what the hell is going to happen.
Yeah.
Every 3 months, I'm over there, and I'll spend a week or 2 weeks, and we do things, we chill, we travel, and all that. So
good for you.
Thank you, appreciate it. So I've spent some time with him. I also have my girlfriend. We're long distance, but she lives in Toronto. So half of the time she's here in Miami, but she also lives there. And when I went to go visit her, one of my other mentors that I haven't seen in maybe 10 years, but I'd known him for almost 20 years. This guy built an organization of, I had 10,000. I think it's over 100,000 sales agents.
That's insane.
He's been with them for 17 years, the company. So I was with them for 10, 11. And then I left. He stayed with them for 17 years. He had the same journey too. First 2 years, struggling, broke, people making fun of him. This is not going to work.
Selling phones and internet.
Selling phones, internet, and TV services later.
That's crazy.
Can you imagine? And this guy, who I had the chance to learn from, had brought in over 500 million in revenue during the last 10-year time span to that company.
Nuts.
So a lot's possible if you can learn some skills. You can build an army of people that
How much
believe
is
in a
his
mission.
value for that company? I mean,
apparently not enough. So some complications happened. He got let go, which was crazy shocking to me. I'm like, dude, you're like 2 years shy of your 20th anniversary. And because of something so stupid that I don't want to put his business out there, they were like, oh, sorry, we can't do this, cut. Like that, just like that. And he was like, wait, I'm married to you guys. You guys just can't cut me like that. So he lives in Toronto, right? I call him like the Drake of Toronto, right? He's running the 6. But he literally got on a flight, went to the headquarters, went to the owners of this company, and the company's doing just shy of like $1 billion a year in revenue at that time. And he goes to them like, yo, how the fuck can you guys cut me? What is this? What is this bullshit? Like, are you guys kidding me? Are you guys nuts? You guys don't not know how much money I made you guys and brought you guys.
That's crazy.
I built you guys an army, a sales army.
Literally.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? And it was nuts. But they were like, yeah, man, you didn't do this. So at the end of the day, he felt like by not paying him, the company got to keep or pocket some money because it's a lot of money that they were paying this dude for the organization and the customers he built. And, you know, whether they kept it for them or they gave it to some other leaders or split it up, it's politics, man. It's crazy, just like that. But that's what gave him the realization that I got 10 years ago, which was if you're going to spend your life building something for somebody else and you don't have equity, it's not really yours.
Correct.
So I'm building a business in this direct sales company. I spent the first 10 years of my working career. After that, I left and I worked with 2 other companies. I spent 2 years with one, 1 year with another. The first company, we built 2,000 sales agents. The other one, 1,000 sales agents in 1 year.
That's powerful.
Yeah, it was nuts.
In 1 year?
In 1 year.
That's
and
crazy.
We're bringing them tens of millions of dollars in revenue like here because it's a commission-based sales team, which means I come to you, I come to your company. You don't pay me anything. And I say, what are you selling? What's your product? What's your service? What's your target for how many customers you're trying to get? All right, give me a year. We'll be back. And we come back with an army, and the army brings a bunch of customers, and we just dump them all on the table saying, here you go, pay us our cut. So on one side, it's a brilliant sales model for them. But for me, if I'm going to put my time, dedication into building something, and then at any moment it could just be taken away from me, that wasn't cool. You know, so I had to go through that experience a couple times before it hit me.
Yeah.
And I realized, stop doing this shit for other people. Okay. Do this for yourself. I have the knowledge. I have the skills. I have the experience. I've helped people become successful. I've taken people that never made any real money, never had a chance to make 6 figures, never did sales, never did business, and you give them 6 to 12 months, we put them through a training system, and then we have these people armed, trained, and ready to get customers, to lead markets, to build business, to influence people.
That's incredible.
And it's just nuts. And so I created this blueprint. Now we call it the Reinvention Blueprint. And we work with entrepreneurs, business, sales professionals. We show them how to get to 6 figures within their first 6 to 12 months of building any business that they want to start. As long as you have an idea and a passion for doing something, we can give you a roadmap to run on. And for people that are already at the 6-figure mark, we have an extensive training where in 12 to 24 months, we'll help you get to multiple 7 figures in revenue. And then for companies that are doing over 10 million in revenue, I could show you how I could build you a commission-based sales team. And with that commission-based sales team, I could help you double revenue in 12 to 24 months. And so those are our offers. And so we deal with the little guy that's just starting off, the guy that's already having some success, but not like real success, but you're doing okay. Your business is doing over 6 figures. And then the company's already in the millions, you know? So
how many lives have you changed, bro?
I'm not keeping count, but it's been a lot.
You
right?
should. You should keep count.
I should keep count.
You should.
Yeah.
That shit matters.
It does matter.
Bro.
So for me, it's kind of like I'm in the middle of the mix, right? When I'm in the middle of the mix and I get people that talk to me about dreams, aspirations that they have, things that they want to do, I just get really excited to take out a plan, reverse engineer it. You know, what do we want to create? How many people do we want to reach? Yeah. Let's figure it out and let's reverse engineer it. Let's create a 12-month business plan.
Love it.
You know, and let's grow and let's commit. And here's a blueprint, and we keep each other accountable, right? Every week we're checking in. Every month I throw on a couple live events, right? We do a networking event and entrepreneur workshop called not Steps for Success, called Success Talks. So it's on the first Thursday of every month. We do them normally in Miami, but you know, I'm planning on starting to bring it here in Fort Lauderdale.
Cool.
Local entrepreneurs get to come together. People that are learning and working with me get to showcase what they've done, what they're doing. So it's really cool. People that don't know anything about anything get to network with new people.
Yeah.
And you find out, you know, I'm good with maybe branding, but I suck on the sales side. So, you know, a bunch of sales guys, go network, go partner, go build something with them. Right? You got a bunch of people, oh yeah, I could do sales, but I suck at the finance part. So here, you got some finance people right there. They can help you get your finances in order. They can help you do taxes. They can help you get business lines of credit.
Right.
Go partner with them over there, right? So it's all about bringing the community together, helping people make impacts, and it's my passion, man.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
How do you see AI putting a bomb on what you do?
I actually don't. I love AI. Oh my God, I love it so much. I talk to AI more than anybody right now, right?
Me too.
So I have what's called a mentorship council. And my mentorship council are all the people that I learned from. Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, Darren Hardy, Eric Thomas, Les Brown, Who is it now? I got Ty Lopez in there. I got Grant Cardone in there. I got Alex Hormozy. He's the GOAT. And I got this other guy named Taki Moore. So I got like 8, 9 guys. And this is my mentorship council. So it's literally like they consume the internet. They know their knowledge, their perspectives, how they think, what their strengths are, how they align their strategies. And now I'm here and I'm like, damn, I'm at a bottleneck. Or this is what I want to do and I'm having trouble figuring this out. I asked my mentorship council. I talk to them all day long. My girlfriend's like, yo, I've been calling you 17 times today. What's up? And I'm like, yo, I'm on the phone. She's like, yo, you're cheating on me with ChatGPT, right? But it's nuts. So when I work with people, I tell them, you need to use ChatGPT the way that Iron Man, you got the helmet over there, uses his AI, uses Jarvis, right? Yep. Exactly. Or Friday and the new ones.
Yep.
And this is exactly how I use it. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, yesterday, perfect example, I was helping someone create their branding, right? And their brand identity, basically. So it's like, okay, cool. Who are you trying to reach? Get that down, come up with 8 to 10 different people, right? What do you want them to feel when they see you? Boom, come up with 8 to 10 reasons. Come up with this, come up with that, come up with this. We do this exercise, takes 60 minutes. I usually charge $500 for this. I did this for free because it's like a friend I met. At the end of it, all we did was just plug in those answers. And it's like, okay, your brand color needs to be this, this, or this. For the primary color needs to be that. For the background color needs to be this. Your fonts need to be this. Your thing needs to be bold. When it comes to social media, you need to have that. When it comes to your regular brand on a business card or on your legal letterheads, it needs to be this. It's set it all up. And the person's like, oh my God, I've been doing this for 10 years and I never got this level of depth. I'm like, you just don't know what to ask. I've been through here, I've gone through this before, and now what's crazy is after that experience, and we're using ChatGPT to do all of this, I say, create all of this into a formula and a template. Then I make that a GPT. Now, when they need more help, I'm like, if you want my time and energy and attention, I gotta charge you, right? Because like I'm doing my own shit. Yeah. But the template's already here in ChatGPT. So you could literally go and it has all the knowledge and the framework for how I even think about this stuff. Yes. It's already input in here. You could just continue and use that and talk to it as if you were talking to me. Boom, done. So now I get to use tools like this and add more tools and more tools. Every time I solve a problem with one client, with one community member, I could literally take that, make it a template, make it a blueprint, and now I offer it as an extra tool to the hundreds of other people that I'm working with simultaneously. So, I love AI. It's freaking great. And so the difference with AI, because I've had people ask, well, don't you think it'll replace you? Because people get asked AI all these questions. I say, yeah. But here's the issue. Most people don't know what to ask. And they're terrible strategists. They're good at tactics of what they do, right? So, if someone's a cook or a chef, the tactical part of making a burger, making a steak, making the meal, right? But as a strategist, you need to be able to take an idea that just lives in your head, so it's out there, know that you're starting off over here and creating a bridge and realizing what are the resources, what are the people, what are the strategies I need to bring together to make this vision become real. Most people don't know how to talk to themselves, ask themselves the right questions to get themselves pointed in the right direction, so they stay stuck. That's the issue. And so with AI, if you're smart, you can ask the right questions. You can know how to handle challenges, get through bottlenecks, and use it as a thing. But even on top of that, and most people are not smart. Most people are not. But and most people are like book smart to where they can learn and memorize. Yeah. But they only talk about what they know, but they don't know how to properly think.
Most got to be told.
Most have to be told. That's why they're tactics. The tactics are where they're strong. If I'm told what to do by the boss, I'll do it. If I come to work and I have a list of things that are on my to-do list, then I know what to do. But if you don't give them,
not proactive.
They're reactive, not proactive. If people don't have, like here, you have a beautiful setup, right?
Thank you.
And I'm imagining, and we didn't get into it, but I imagine that you had an idea, this is what you wanted to create, and then you had to reverse engineer. Okay, well, if I want to do this, then I'm probably gonna need more lights. If I want to do this, I'm probably gonna need the screen so we could see all angles. If I want to do this, I'm probably gonna need this many cameras. And then you find out, oh shit, it wasn't 3 cameras, it wasn't 4. We need to actually create 6 or 7. So you're building this out, you're thinking like a strategist, and you're asking yourself, what do I need? And the answers that I don't know, who do I talk to? So you hit up your boy Max, and you're like, Max, if I want to create this, how would you approach that?
Exactly.
Most people, they don't think like that. most people, so you represent part of the 3% that you have an idea, you can go and create anything. You're proving it. You're doing it. This is fucking amazing.
Thank you.
Most people, if they're not told this is how to do it and you need to go do this, they will stay stuck with the idea.
They will.
And that's the reason why most people are not doing what you're doing right here.
They have no juice behind it.
They have no juice. They don't have enough juice.
Yeah.
So what's great is what do you do if you don't have the juice, but you have the aspiration, but you don't have the juice? I say the biggest kept secret is you need to get around the right people that have the juice. And this is my difference with ChatGPT and AI. AI can give you the answers if you know what to ask it. You can even have it build you some stuff, but you need to become the fucking man. We call it the become the one formula. What are the attributes? What are the skills? What's the knowledge? And how do the people that you want to aspire to be like, how do they measure their results? How do they measure their success?
Okay.
If you could figure out those 4 things, you could become that person. Now, any idea you have the ability to make it become a reality. And that's what real leadership is in the world of entrepreneurship. It's having the ability to determine this is what I want and find a way to pull through, follow through, and create the results you're committed to. That is it. That's pure leadership at the entrepreneurial level. So when people that don't have that juice, they don't have the sauce, they don't have that type of thinking, get around environments where they meet people like you, they meet people like Max, that, oh, you've already done this, so you've already built stuff out, you've already hung around other people that are succeeding at higher levels. There's things you pick up in their mannerisms and how they solve problems and how they deal with challenges and how they approach new ideas and new goals and new challenges, all that shit that you wouldn't get if you were just by yourself talking to ChatGPT. It's the same as like playing a video game. Like your mind is not developing, you're not stretching yourself. So getting around the environment is the biggest advantage I give to people, and it's the reason why I'll always be around even though ChatGPT is there, because unless people are in the right environment, they're not gonna get inspired, uplifted, and put in a new space to where they can start taking action the way that they need to.
Facts.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
How do you overcome someone's inability to pay to play?
You got to create tiers. So I have what we call the elevation model. So what I do is I teach all the people that I work with. We have a program called the 6-Figure Story Builder. And I tell people that everyone has a story. And I don't care who you are, I don't care what you do. If you've gone through life experiences, you have some type of story.
For sure.
And as long as you have an aspiration to get somewhere else, to create something new, you've been on this journey. Now, most people don't see it as that, and they see, oh, well, I haven't succeeded, right? I haven't achieved what so they don't talk about it.
I have a boring life.
I have a boring life. I don't have any, and I'm like, yo, I don't care what the fuck you think you've achieved.
Right.
You have skills that people don't have. You have knowledge that other people don't have. There's things you've learned to do that other people don't know. And if you were to picture a map, you're here in Miami, you're trying to get to New York. There's a map. New York is the final destination, okay? But you thought you were in Miami, but really, you got stuck somewhere in Virginia or North Carolina. There's other people that are down in Miami that are just starting this journey that they didn't learn how to set up equipment. They didn't learn how to do a sales call or a discovery call on the phone. They didn't learn how to properly network. They didn't learn how to create a template or a proposal. So there's things you figured out that you think are insignificant. It's part of your story. You've gone through challenges, and when you get stuck in your pit, you are forced to have to figure out, how am I gonna get the fuck out? So there's a new skill, there's a new piece of knowledge that you need to be able to dig yourself or climb out of the pit that you're in. That makes you valuable, because the other people that are not where you're at right now could use that, and they'd be willing to pay for that if even some of them are more committed to this journey to get to New York than you are, because while you're thinking, oh, well, I don't want to, I don't want to pursue that acting career. I don't want to pursue that business. I don't want to pursue that restaurant or that fitness lifestyle business that I wanted to create. Yeah, it was a dumb idea. You are further ahead. There's other people that are more committed than you that would pay for your knowledge, your expertise. So
help them get to Virginia.
Help them get to Virginia. That's it. That's all you got to do, right? So it's all about how do you recognize your value, and then how do you actually stand in your value? And the question you asked, to tie it back, hold on, I do that sometimes.
No, you're doing great.
Yeah, thank you.
Phenomenal. Great knowledge you're dropping.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And so the thing that I coach people is, okay, you're going to have your main product that you're offering, and it's going to be you. It's going to be your knowledge, your wisdom, steps, templates, strategies. It could be something as simple as, how do I create a brand identity for myself? Maybe that's the only thing that you got right from something that you might have learned from me, but you learned that thing is valuable, and you got people that are willing to pay, and how I know is because people pay me to do the exact same thing. So people would pay you, even though you're not Mr. Mega Entrepreneur, Superstar, whatever, influencer, okay?
What about them paying to get in the room, to be around the energy, to get inspired?
Perfect, that's what it was. All right, so here's what happens. People don't know how, if you have a core product, you could create stages. This is what I call the elevation model. So there's a little piece of the picture that you can actually give out to people for free. Someone might not be ready to buy your main concept yet, but maybe they're not in the right bracket. And it could be either they don't have the finances to invest in this because they can't afford it, or their level of commitment to what they want to achieve isn't there yet. And the only reason their level of commitment is not there yet is because—
I'll add one, or a level of self-esteem, right? A belief that they belong in that room.
Yes, that they belong in that room, or they have what it takes to do what the other people are doing in that room.
Yes.
Right? So you have people that'll look at this and, oh, you have $1,000 price tag, $10,000 price tag, $100,000 price tag to work with you to do the thing, whatever. So I say, the people don't believe in themselves enough. Like, if someone decides not to do it, it's either one, they're like, does this even make sense for me to do? So is this a good idea at the end of the day? Does this solve a challenge that I'm currently dealing with? Number two is this simple? It's, can I do it? And will this work? And lastly, what happens if it doesn't work? So if someone is sitting there and they have $10,000 in their bank account, it's their last $10,000, and you say it's going to cost $10,000 for me to do your whole media branding, this, that, we'll come in, we'll bring in all the media equipment, we're going to do everything, we'll shoot a commercial, we'll shoot this, we'll create 6 months of content, $10,000. Someone's on their last $10,000. They're asking themselves, does this make sense? Like, is this really going to help me with what I want to do, or is this me spending money? Someone who wants to be an influencer, build a business, you know you need this? Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Okay, cool. Is this simple? Yeah, this is simple because Leo says he's going to take care of all the work. He's doing all the heavy lifting. You just have to sit there and talk. Okay, this does make sense. Can I do it? Well, can you sit there and come up with a script or answer questions that he's going to ask? Yeah, I can do that. Then after that, it's, all right, will this work? Now they're going to look at you. They're going to say, does he have the ability to deliver the results? If the answer is no to any one of these questions, they're not giving you the money. Now, here's what happens. What if you have the ability to deliver? What if the answer it does make sense? They can do it. It is simple. And if it doesn't work, this is a big one. What if it doesn't work? What happens then? I spent my last $10,000. Now my wife's gonna hate me and she's gonna say you spent all this money. Or I'm gonna put out content. The content's gonna look terrible and people are gonna be like, oh, you look stupid. Like me, when I started in direct sales and people said, oh, you're still doing that thing. You're not making any money. You only made $500. You work full time. So I felt stupid. I felt horrible. I couldn't even go back to some of these people. Like, I lost friends. I'd be so mad. I'd be like, I'm going to show you, you punk, right?
Wasn't the true friend to begin with.
Wasn't the true friends.
True friend would have stuck by you.
So that's one of the biggest things with entrepreneurship, right? You'll learn who your actual real friends are.
Out real quick.
You will learn real quick. You'll learn on the downside, and then you learn on the high side, right?
100%.
You start making some money, egos start coming around, and then you start to see some things. But really quick, before we dive into that, let me just answer your question. So you need an elevation model so that people can have all those check boxes. You know, does this make sense? Can I do it? Is this simple? Will this actually work? And what happens if it doesn't? Give people a little taste. Like, maybe they haven't seen enough of you or worked enough with you or really gotten a taste of what it is if they did work with you, right? So you got to have free samples of what you do. We call those give your lead magnets out, give your micro magnets out. Micromagnets are amazing, right? I learned this from one of the coaches I have because I had lead magnets where you can get a free ebook, you can get a PDF
What's
document.
a micromagnet?
So the micromagnet is one where you don't have to learn anything to be able to implement. If I give you a template or a ebook, my first ebook that I made was 50 pages long. So for me, it took me like 4 days to come up with it. I made it 50 pages. I got a designer to do all this stuff. I was so proud of it. And I was like, this is so much value. So much value. People are going to be able to learn how to start from scratch and do this, and that. 50 pages, people opted in. I want the free ebook. I want the free ebook. How many people read it? Nobody. So how many people got an impact from the book that I created? Nobody, because nobody read it. Then I learned you don't need a lead magnet. You need a micromagnet. What's a micromagnet? The ChatGPT template that I just created. How to create your brand kit and do it in the next 60 minutes. So for someone who doesn't know, where do I start? How does this even work? What do I need to ask myself? They're terrible strategists, and that's okay. We made the job easy. Template created, go ahead, say hi. And then ChatGPT will ask the first question. And then you answer that, then it'll ask you the second question. It has like 21 questions. By the time 21 questions is finished, boom, your branding colors, primary color, secondary color, your bold, your font, your this, your that, boom, it's already done for you. You didn't have to put any time, energy, or effort into it. And the reason that's so important is because we live in a micro attention society right now.
We really do.
Where everyone's on TikTok and just scroll. So it's like, if something is not happening in a nanosecond, it's a microwave mentality. It's a TikTok mentality. If I can't get this immediately, imagine all the people dating. How long have you been with your wife?
Together 20 years, married for 10.
That's amazing. Great, man. Good for you.
Thank you.
Especially here in South Florida, man.
Yeah.
You don't hear stories like that too often,
No, we have
right?
2 kids, 2 businesses.
That's fantastic,
Yes,
man. Good for you
thank
guys. So imagine all the people that want that. And then they start searching. Women, men, you start searching and you're on Tinder, you're on Bumble. What are these? I haven't been on these so long. You're on Hinge.
Yeah.
And now it's just swipe.
I've never been on any of these.
Okay, so me,
Never.
like 4 years ago, after I went through a breakup, I actually went on this stuff after like not using this stuff for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And I was on there and I got so frustrated because I'm like, swipe. I'm spending 1 or 2 hours. I swipe with 100 people, something's gonna happen. Play the law of numbers. Then I match with 3, 4, 5 people and you're like, yes. And you start a conversation, 15 minutes in, 20 minutes in. Then I go do something, a meeting, I gotta do work, I go to sleep, I wake up and try to continue the conversation. They're all ghosting. Why? Because in that time that I was working, in the time that I was sleeping, they were swiping and new triggers, new dopamine hits, new conversations,
You neglected
new
them
attention.
and someone else came in.
Someone else came in and now
Yes.
all this, it's so crazy. So
That's nuts.
It's totally nuts. And so I have, like, my girlfriend is a twin and my girlfriend's beautiful, gorgeous, right? I saw her, I was like, that right there, mine. And but
Identical twins?
and they are not identical, close enough, but they are fraternal twins.
Okay.
Right? So you could look at them, tell they're sisters. And what's funny is her twin sister is having trouble dating. Sorry to put you on the spot. But like she dates and all these people take her out on dates. And I'm like 1, 2, 3 dates. And I'm like, yo, how's it going with so-and-so? It's like, oh, I'm dating someone new now. And then it's like, I'm so excited about this. And then she's dating, and then 1, 2, 3 days, oh, I'm dating someone new now. And I'm like, holy shit. And the last 2 years, it's been like that. And it's fine, no shade, and she's looking to find the right person. But to me, any other person, I know, I put her on my my story while I was in Canada. I put her on my story and put up a quick video. I got like 20 people DMing me.
Who's that?
Yes. And I was like, any one of these dudes would 100% want to take you. Some people were asking that about my girl. I was like, yo, first of all, lay the fuck off. Relax, right? Calm down.
Go for her sister. They look close enough.
They look close enough. And they're like, wait, which one is yours? Which one is yours? I'm like, the one that's in all the pictures with me on my page. That's the one that's with me, right? But people are asking. And the bottom line is this. There are people that would give them everything that they want. But the second that there's like a dead moment, the second that, okay, we had a dry date, the second that it feels like it's lagging or it's not entertaining, it's already like, oh, well, someone else is giving me attention. Let me go explore that. Let me go try that. Does that kind of like make sense?
That's a recipe for disaster.
Recipe for disaster. So bottom line is this. Going back
She
to
should
what,
never get married if that's how she sees
It's not
relationship?
that she sees it that way. I just think it's like kind of reactive, right? I mean, they're a little bit younger. I don't know how old you are.
I'm old.
Yeah, I'm old too, but
How
I'm
old are
like
you?
not old. But I'm like I'm old, but I'm not.
How old are you?
I'm 39.
39? I'm 38, right?
Okay, yeah, let's go. I love it, right?
Yes.
So in my
87?
mind, 86.
86, 88.
Dope, I love it. So in my mind, I'm still like 25. So
Me too.
Yeah, there you go. And that's why you have this youthfulness that comes out to you, right? But bottom line is, we live in a nanosecond culture, and that is basically the big issue here. So what I tell people is, people will second guess all their decisions when it comes to creating something new or making something happen or having their ability to deal with too many challenges.
Yeah.
So the elevation model
faith.
for people that are not ready to buy big ticket is, all right, well, maybe their commitment level or their self-belief is not there yet. So offer something that is for that level of belief. And so what I learned is you could take your core product, your core offer, and you could make a watered down version of it that you could charge cheaper, where they could still get some sense of it, still get some sense of what it's like to work with you, still get some sense of how great you are. But if like people don't know how great you are, they're gonna say no, and they don't know what they're saying no to. The biggest thing I learned in sales is when you have a really great product you believe in and people tell you no, they don't understand what they're saying no to. Your job is to get them to see it. This is why it's a salesperson's role. And don't kid yourself. For people that say, I don't like sales, but you're in business, you're in sales.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't like sales, but you're in a relationship, you're in sales. You had to sell your spouse to be with you. Well, I don't I don't like sales. I'm in fitness, you're in sales. You want to get a client, you want to get someone to work with you, to pay money, you got to sell that. Oh, no, I do health and fitness for myself. Well, you got to sell yourself every single day. Do you feel like going to the gym? No. Do you feel like waking up at 5 a.m.? No. Do you feel like going at the end of the workday? No. You got to sell yourself. Selling is nothing more than influence. And if you have the ability to influence people, you have the ability to make anything happen, and that's the big thing. So you got to get really good
I can see why you're a good speaker.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So the key is no matter who you are, no matter what you do, no matter what project, you got to get good at this one skill called influence, because influence is leadership. And if you can lead people into situations, circumstances, new outcomes, new results, you can change anybody's life. And you got to give people the opportunity to experience you. So you can't get that high ticket. All right, cool. We got a lower one. Instead of signing up for $2,000, we have one for $500. But for $500, you don't get the one-on-one calls. For $500, I'm not going to come to your house. For $500, I'm not going to do this. But you will still get this. So if you implement it, you could still get some result. And as long as I can get you a small little baby result in one area, then you say, okay, well, he told me to do this and it worked. Why don't I try something else? Let's see if that works.
What's that conversion rate for the upsell? What'd you say?
So what happens is I say, as long as you are doing 1 out of 3 or 4, let's say 1 out of 4, 25%, you're okay, right? If you are trying to offer something and you're doing 1 out of 10, that's still okay. It just means you need to improve your skill set to get people to convert.
Right.
2
the
out
concept is being proven. You just got to tweak a few things.
You're going to have to tweak some things, right? You're going to have to tweak some things and get them to perceive things a little bit differently. Okay, so 1 out of 10 means, okay, you have something that actually works. We got to work on conversion ratio. Yeah. But then when you get to 2 out of 10, I think you're like average, right? People that are not salespeople, experts in what they do, experts in making offers and getting people to make decisions can still do 2 out of 10 if you have a good product.
Okay.
If you become really good, now you're 3 out of 10, right? If you're an expert, you're like 4 out of 10. You're like a ninja. Now what happens is, what do you do with the other 6, 7, 8 out of 10 that say no? Well, you're not ready to buy at this price point, so let me see if I can offer you something else. Because if you're asking the right questions, you need to figure out, is it because they don't believe in themselves as to why they don't want to say yes to doing this? Is it because they don't believe in me? They don't believe it's going to work? Is it because they believe that maybe it's too risky? So if this happens to fail, some people, they're really big on their significance, right? So it's like, how will it look to the world? How will it look to me? It's the reason why anyone who wants to do something doesn't put themselves out on social media. How will it look? Oh, I only had 2 people like this photo. I only had 2 people like this video.
All you need is one.
All you need is one, right? All you need is goddamn none. What I say is, yo, just do it, get 0, and then figure out, why did I get 0 likes on this video? And if you look at that failure as like a learning lesson, you'll analyze that video and be like, why does this video suck? And you're gonna be like, because there's no music, because there's bad lighting, because the microphone wasn't there. And then the next video, you do something different, and maybe you'll get 1 like. And maybe you don't. You say, it still sucks. And then you go to someone else, you say, Max, what can I do to make this video better? And he's gonna be like, bro, lighting, angling, scripting, this, that, and then you try that, and then you get 2 likes. You're like, oh! So it's the iterations of just doing and learning from what's working or what's not working.
Hey, if you work with digital marketing, online sales, or manage clients, you know the right tool makes all the difference. I use Go High Level, and I can guarantee that this all-in-one tool brings results for all my clients. With CRM, email, SMS, automation, scheduling, landing pages, and sales funnels, integrated and easy to use, management becomes simple, productivity increases, and campaigns perform way better. If you want to grow in an organized and efficient way, access my link and see how Go High Level can also change the way you work and sell. J. Cole had his new album come out.
Loved it.
And in one of the songs, the first song that he released before the album came out, he had an intro from a guy talking about the state of hip hop. And this guy just posted a video on YouTube about his opinion on the culture and on hip hop. Got 320 views. And one of those views was J. Cole. And J. Cole saw it, reached out to him, took what he said and put it in front of his song. It was the intro to the song.
Powerful. Amazing. Yeah. Stuff like that, man, is the reason why I tell people you can't quit even when you can't see what's over the horizon, right? I think the world of creation, right? Human beings were put here to create. So you're trying to create something. You're creating a project. You have this goal, dream, aspiration. You're in creation mode. But what happens is the second you get into creation mode, you step into the world of ambiguity. And people stop because the world of ambiguity is foggy. So you don't know what's on the other side of this fog. Is there a wall? Is there a lion? Is there a tiger? Is there a bear? You don't know.
Yeah.
So what happens is people get so fearful, like, I can't see, so I'm not going to step. And my mentor used to always tell me is, look, as long as you could see, it's like driving a car. And if you're driving a car at night, you ever been on one of those roads where they don't have like street lights?
Yep.
So you're driving your car and there's no street lights around. The only light you get is the light from your headlight. And the headlight only, I don't know exactly how many feet, let's call it 50 feet or 100 feet ahead of you. If that, right? So you don't even know what's beyond that.
Yeah.
You have no clue. There's no lights. You can't even see in front of you. There's no other cars. You don't even know if this road's gonna continue to go straight, turn left, turn right, go off a ditch. All you got is the next 50 feet in front of you, the next 20 feet in front of you. If you can learn that, as long as I can see what's in front of me, and as long as there's space to keep moving forward, I'm just gonna keep moving forward, eventually you'll end up somewhere, right? And having a North Star just guides you in the right direction to know that even if it's not perfect, the road to success goes like this, not a straight line, but you're at least moving in the northern direction. Eventually, you'll realize, oh wait, we hit a ditch, or oh wait, we took a wrong turn, make a new turn, and you could keep going. But as long as you can see what's in front of you right now, just like the headlights, you gotta keep moving forward. And for people that put out content and immediately stop because they're not getting the immediate reward, you're missing out on the boat and you're stopping in Fort Lauderdale from your trip to Miami all the way to New York. You stopped in Fort Lauderdale because, oh, well, I can't see more than 10 feet in front of me, so I can't keep going because I don't know what's 100 feet in front of me. That guy who did what he did on the J. Cole album, not getting millions of views, right? Not getting millions of followers, hundreds of thousands,
views.
120. But you know what? He saw 10 feet in front of him. He says, let's make the next one. Let's make the next one. Let's make the next one. And then you end up in a neighborhood that you didn't even imagine you'd be in. You ended up in J. Cole's neighborhood where he got to see you pimping your ride out. And as you were driving, he's like, I like that. And then you ran out of gas at one point and he says, yo, let me help you out. And while I help you out, let me give you a shout out to the rest of the world. And now the rest of the world knows who you are because of the fact that you didn't stop when you couldn't see 50 feet in front of you. You just kept going. Does that make sense?
100%.
Yeah. Fantastic. I love everything that J. Cole did on that album, by the way. I thought it was great. I'm really excited for Drake's Iceman album.
Me too. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. All right, so great. Sidetrack. Let's talk about music. So you're a music fan.
Huge music fan.
Okay, dope. So where were you at when the Kendrick and Drake beef was basically going on?
Way.
Drake all the way. Fucking love it.
Drake all the way, bro.
All right, awesome. So Drake.
I was never a true Kendrick fan, ever.
Yeah, me neither. I can never get into his music.
It was always forced.
Yes.
I always forced myself to like it.
And one of the reasons for me was everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, it's so this, it's so man, he's such a genius." And I'm like, I don't know what you guys are hearing from this. So I'd listen to it and and then I'd be like, I can't listen to this. But I will say this though, with the beef, I actually got impressed because I didn't expect Kendrick to do that. At first, I didn't even like any of the songs. I was like, and I'm like, who listens to this stuff? But it did give me a chance to kind of go a little bit deeper. And then I created a newfound respect for Kendrick. So when he came out with Euphoria, I hated it at first. I was like, what is this? It's just so weird. But then I listened to it. Now I think that song is an absolute goddamn masterpiece.
It's surgical.
Yeah. It's diabolical. It was like it the way it cuts deep.
I think a little too deep personally.
I think it showed like, yo, you had a certain way you were feeling. This is pent up anger or whatever, however which way you say it. And this is like there, and you were like, okay, we got something. The second that we're releasing something, we're going in super deep. I think, man. So in terms of like too deep, I didn't think that one was super. I didn't think it was like that deep. It was deep, sorry. I didn't think he like crossed any lines or whatever, but I think he showed how deep he could cut if he wanted to get in there. And I think it went over most people's heads because it wasn't a bop. So if you're not like a hip hop fan and you didn't actually get the lyrics from it, you missed the boat.
I agree.
If you're a super Drake fanatic, which I'm a fanatic, right? Now I'm fangirling over here. But no, he's like the go. I grew up with him for the last 20 years, right? So I was listening to his music.
Drake
him and Wayne.
LeBron.
Yes, there you go, right? That's it. So Kendrick, I got a newfound respect when I saw he did that. Then he did the bop with the Not Like Us. I hated it when it first came out because I just thought it was like annoying. But then you go into the lyrics, I'm like, wait, what did he just do? And then I developed newfound respect for it.
It's a masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece.
It is.
So now I actually I give Kendrick his place, and I actually had to go back. I had to listen to all of his albums, and I don't agree with all the albums being it's a classic as it goes. I'm like So he has 4 or 5 really good songs that I'm like, this is amazing. But
I agree.
To me, I'm like, still overhyped. But like his skill and his awareness, like LeBron, like when he plays basketball, you see LeBron is like a chess master on the actual basketball court. Like his IQ level of how he actually plays the game, it's not just, okay, I'm just gonna shoot and I have a really good shot. It's not that
he knows what every defensive player is gonna do.
It's insane. Even when he's not watching them, he has a sense for like where everyone's at and what they're about to do. Like it's just his IQ level with playing the game, phenomenal. Like insane. Which is why for me, he'll always be the GOAT, even though, yes, Jordan had the 6 rings and he did it back to back, which is undeniably impressive. I still don't know if he would have been able to do it if he played on 3 or 4 different teams like LeBron has. And having the ability
without Scotty.
And without Scotty, right? And having the ability to play, like when he went to Cleveland was like the 2nd or 3rd worst team in like the league at the time. Like how do you go to like the worst team in a league and then that next year you bring them to the finals? Like that right there is like a true mark of like
Jordan left the Bulls and they won 55 or 57 games or something like that.
Exactly.
That season.
So it shows the team, the culture, everything that they had was a system that was already working.
Yes. Phil Jackson.
That's right. Yeah.
Triangle.
That's right.
But going back to Kendrick for a second and Drake.
Yeah.
You're a Toronto guy. Why do you think the hip hop world turned on Drake?
TikTok generation. So the deadliest marketing weapon right now, what they're doing on the media is, what do you call it? Social proof. So when you have influencers, streamers, marketing guys that are all preaching this one message and they create content around that one message and they just show it and push it and push it and push it, all of a sudden people start gearing towards that message as if it's truth, right?
They flip the narrative.
They flip the whole narrative, and you can get people to see and think the sky is green because enough people say the sky is green. And you're here like, no, I was taught that color is blue. But if you have enough people around you, everyone is saying the sky is green, sky is green, sky is green. Eventually you will learn to connect that blue is not blue, blue is actually green.
What did it gain from that though?
So there was a whole beef, man, I went into this heavy. Drake was at the point where he was going to either renew his contract. He was demanding more money.
With Sony, right?
With Universal.
Universal.
And they're there. He already had the biggest contract at
$400 million.
$400 million. Like no other artist had
Didn't he,
gotten a
make them
contract
that
like
money
that.
back in 1 year, some crazy
Made
thing like that.
money back in 1 year.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but there were other artists that this wasn't even publicly stated, and we only found out later that now he got a piece of their albums, their music, their stuff, and they're
Drake,
not
that
even
is.
part Drake.
Okay.
And they're not even part of his label. He just had to help lift them up a little bit, right? So he's got that effect where it's a Drake effect.
Of course.
I come on a track with you, no one knows who you
100%.
are. Exactly what J. Cole did with this other guy.
No one knew the Migos.
No one.
Drake jumped on Versace.
Yes. So there
And
was
that blew up.
So Migos were heavily known in like ATL, but it wasn't like a global.
It wasn't national.
Yes,
No. They
exactly.
were very ATL local.
Yes, it was
very
a
trap.
local. Yes, very trap.
Yeah.
All of that. And then the second that Drake
Put
got on there,
Drake
it's
on
like,
it,
yo,
it blew up.
yeah.
I love that song.
I love that song. I love a lot of their music, man.
Me too.
It's just great. So you got that, right? Drake basically put these people on. Drake put a lot of Toronto, like, I make fun of my girlfriend all the time. I'm like,
The
yo,
Weeknd?
The Weeknd. There's this guy named Nav. There's these other people like, yo, nobody would have known who any of these people are. No one would have known what the fuck Toronto is.
No, Six
right?
God.
Yes. I didn't know that Six was a nickname for, and then you got all this Toronto lingo. I'm there and I'm talking to different friends that I have there and everyone's talking with this stuff and I'm like laughing. And they're like, bro, you're so American. I'm like, yes.
I am.
This whole accent thing. And they're like, we don't have the accent. You have the accent. I'm like, no. You guys have the accent. And it switches every 6 months when Drake comes out with a new track or whatever it is,
so
right?
funny.
But no one would have known, man. And so what I love and respect, man, is that this dude Drizzy, hit maker, excellent lyricist, even though people like always talk shit. Oh, ghostwriters, this, that.
Bullshit.
It's like, even if he has them, he's collabing and he's doing things that no other artist, I mean, the last year and a half hasn't put out any new albums or anything like that. Summer's been dead. People are there. They're not listening to Kendrick right now. And if they are, it's because it's forced, right? But like, yo, Drake had music around the clock and everyone turned to that music.
He left
it was a song of the
vacuum.
summer. It's a vacuum.
Yeah.
It's a vacuum for sure. So, the beef was happening. Kendrick fighting with Drake. Newfound respect for Kendrick, although still Team Drake. Still thought his music was better. But if you have enough people on the internet saying that Kendrick's was better, playing the songs everywhere you go, and it was clearly forced because you got tired of it 2 months in. It's like, oh my God, I don't want to hear this anymore. Even the song was good, and then I hated it again. I hated it at first, then I loved it.
Me too.
Then
It
I
got
hated
played
it,
out.
and it was so played out, and they were force feeding it to you, and they were making sure that they left no stone unturned. Anybody that this was not your favorite, it was gonna be your favorite track. We're gonna make sure. Every sports game that's playing, every media stuff, the Super Bowl, like every commercial.
That was ridiculous.
It was
Super Bowl.
ridiculous.
That
It was an
ridiculous.
agenda.
Yeah.
They pushed it heavy. They're trying to get the world to turn on the dude. And you got people that switched up just because they had to go and move with the crowd. That's what happened. But one, I felt like my dude started second guessing himself, which is a lot of pressure, which I don't blame him. Like, I mean, I had little 10 seconds of microfame. In the year 2020, I was on a TV show, The Bachelorette. And when I
were
was
on
on
The
there,
Bachelorette?
I was on The Bachelorette in the year 2021.
That's fucking awesome.
This is fucking crazy.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah, it's a little fun fact. But all around the world, man. But I was on this TV show, and I'm doing the show, and I'm hanging out with these guys. We're supposed to be gone for every week. They're doing eliminations, but if you make it to the end, you're there for 3 months. I became one of the controversial characters. So what happened was, producers are very heavily involved, and I'm not even supposed to talk about this or they're gonna sue my ass, but it's been 5 years, so fuck it. Producers are heavily involved in every decision and screen time and what's going on in circumstances, situations. People are like, they give you a script. They don't give you a script, but they give you ideas. They'll push you in a direction. They'll push you to have conversations. And they literally, it's like the puppet, masters with the puppet strings. So you have no idea where they're going with it, and I'm just flowing. And every single time there's an opportunity where I have a chance to do something or say something like, we need to catch you on camera, I have no idea it's fitting into some other agenda that they have.
Got it.
So long story short, I became extremely controversial because I told the girl to watch her back. Some people were there for the wrong reasons. They asked me to say that, and by ask, I mean force me to. And I go and I say it, but I'm like, all right, who are we referring to, just so I know? And they're like, we can't tell you, but it's gonna be, we're gonna find out next episode. And I'm like, all right. So they're like, next week.
The drama.
The drama. And what's crazy is when they were trying to create drama, they know drama brings the ratings. If everyone's having a good time, no one wants to watch that shit, right? It's all kumbaya. I remember one of the producers was there like, all right, we need you to confront this person because they said this and they were trying to keep the girl for themselves. And we just want you to share that you were bothered by that. And the person they asked was like, no, man, that's my man. I don't want to tell him that, man. It's all good, man. And the producer's like, well, don't you want to get the girl? And he's like, yeah, man, but I want everyone to win, man. Yeah, yeah. If she chooses, yeah, peace and love and harmony. And the producer was like, had his clipboard. He threw it on the floor. He's like, this is going to be like the worst season ever. And I got that because it's like, you need drama. You need confrontation. You need a little conflict. You need to have
you're like,
and
pick
so
me.
I didn't even say pick me. I'm just watching like, damn, this is going to be the worst
They felt the energy.
episode.
Yeah.
And they knew, man, they knew. They were like, all right, we got to talk to our boy Karl. And I was like, what do you guys need? So when they told me you need to go have this conversation, and I'm like, what I need is more time with this chick. And they're like, we're going to make a compromise because they choose who has time and who doesn't.
Got it.
Who's gonna get time to spend time with this chick? And I'm like, I need more time so I can make my mark. And they're like, we'll give you more time, but you need to say this. And I'm like, I'll say this if you guys can guarantee that I have 15 minutes, because you guys be coming in and cutting people off after 5. And they're like, 15 minutes, deal. So I go get my 15 minutes. They're like, all right, Karl, it's time. And I thought, this 15 minutes made such a big difference. We got to talk. We got to bond. I had her laughing. She was laughing. We were having such a, like, the greatest time. And before that, I'm not even a prospect in her mind. There's 30 guys. I already know she's interested in that guy over there with the hair, and the other one with the surfboard. And I'm like, I'm not even a thought. I just need 15 minutes so I can let her know, hey, we got something. Yeah. Right? So I get my 15 minutes. I know she's like, okay, Karl's worth taking an interest in. And then they cut me off. 15 minutes are done. We need you to say it. And I'm like, what's my line again? And they're like, you know what to say. And I'm like, all right. And there's like 100 people with cameras. They're all over there. Cameras, lights, microphones. And I'm looking at them and I'm looking at the girl. And I'm a terrible liar. Like, I'm bad. This is why I can't lie. So I tell her, hey, you need to watch your back because someone's not here for the right reasons. And she's like, who? And I bust out laughing, and I can't stop laughing because I don't know. And I'm supposed to act like I know, and I don't know. And then it's going to be like, all right, next episode is going to be like, I told you so, but I didn't tell you so because I don't know. And it was just a funny thing. So, so drama starts. Everyone wants to know how it is that I know and who it is that I want to say, but I can't say. And the producers left me in a pickle that I was like, wow, this is bad. And I'm about to get in a fight with like 30 guys at one time. So Drake went through a 20v1. I went through a 30v1 on that episode. Yes. And they kicked me off. When they aired the episode, they didn't show the 15 minutes of us bonding and hanging out. And I got to hang out with her like 2 times before that. They showed like none of that. The only thing that they showed was Karl coming in. Someone's not here for the right reasons. Who is it? It's like, just watch your back and be laughing. And they made me look like the biggest sleazeball, like the worst guy ever. That's awful. I had all this hate. And I guess the reason why I bring that up is so for like a year, I was like the most hated person in America. I would have days where I'd have 1,000 comments. People, you're a piece of shit. You should fucking die. If I ever see you in Miami, I'm gonna kill you. Like crazy death threat. This is nuts. They have 2 psychologists that work with the company, and they're checking in on me every week. Like, Karl, are you okay? We're seeing some of these comments. I'm like, don't worry about it. I just delete it, or I delete the post. Right. And I was like, yo, how is someone getting so much hate? But it gave me a glimpse as to what these influencers, J. Cole, what he felt like when he opted out of the beef. Yes. Gave me a glimpse, like you have the whole world saying, oh, you're top 3, you're part of the big 3. Now all of a sudden you apologize because one of your idols or mentors or people you aspired to be like Kendrick kind of dissed you, but then it was like, but it's like it's wordplay, it's hip hop. So it's like, wasn't that offensive? And then you felt like you went on the offense, but you felt you went too hard. So then you have to delete the post. Now everyone's calling you a bitch. And now you feel like, oh man, let me just disappear from the world. I understood 100% what he was feeling. The rumor. Same thing with Drake. Now when everyone's like, you lost the beef, And he's like, what are you talking about? Which I loved all of his tracks. All of his tracks when he was coming out.
Yeah.
Amazing. Like, for me, what was it? The first one he came out with was, damn, what was the name of that song? Why am I having
Family Matters?
No, before Family Matters. Why am I having, let me take out my phone right now.
I forgot what it was called. I know what you're talking about.
Shit. I got, like, I know the words of the song, but I don't know the name of the song. Wow, it's crazy.
Going back to J. Cole for a second, the rumor was that J-Rock, who's friends with J. Cole, called him and said, bro, you don't want this smoke. You don't want what's coming.
Yeah.
Step away.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what happened. That's basically what the media was saying, right?
Yeah.
And they were letting them know, like, because Kendrick had been preparing even before the beef. And when you go back, because of the beef, and, you know, I'm like a geek with all this stuff.
Yeah.
I go back and I'm going through all these past songs that people are saying, oh, this was a low-key shot at Drake. And then other songs that Drake has, this was a shot at Kendrick. And you find out, like, for years, for like 5, 6, 7, 8 years, they're low-key taking sneak disses back at each other. That made it so interesting to me because it's like there's this internal feud that was going on. To the world, they're dropping hits, but the hip-hop world that knows, there's this messaging going back and forth, and it's just this competition, which to me makes this whole sport beautiful. I loved it. But people knew Kendrick had been preparing for this for years. This guy had been preparing, like, for the moment that he's ready to drop and attack Drake. It's nuts. So there's, I forgot
and
who
he waited for Drake to be on top.
He waited not only for him to be on top, because it's like Drake was already on top. Drake was the one that put Kendrick on. Actually,
yeah, 100%. He put everybody on.
He put everybody on.
Everybody on.
Kendrick was doing his stuff, but Kendrick was like, you know, only his super fans knew who he was, and he brought him on tour. That's right. And he took him on tour, and now all of Drake's fans know who Kendrick is, and they're like, oh, this guy's great. It's crazy, which, side note, in the world of business, man, there's so many learning lessons from all this stuff.
Oh, so much.
My girlfriend says, yo, Karl, you be obsessing about this, like, way too much. I'm like, yo, you gotta know. This is a history lesson.
Yeah.
And in the world of business, man, I got stories on stories where moves were made, bad decisions were made, and if you actually take a look, it's like, yo, the same thing that happened over here is actually kind of like what happened over here. It was the same world of business. You're working with people. I'm doing events. I'm working with companies. I'm contracted to do consulting gigs. I put other people on. No one knows who you are. I put you on. You're getting gigs. You're doing events. You're doing this. You backstab me. I backstab you. Whatever it is, it's like the same shit goes on.
Yeah.
You got people that go through this with their friends. We going out, there's these girls, I put my friend on, la, 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 la. We're doing the dating scene. We're in Miami, we're showing, we're flashing, we're this, we're that. Then after that, I got this girl I'm interested in. Then my guy goes and swoops in on this girl. Like, this is real life shit that is relatable to everybody's life. I don't know. So for me, it's entertainment, but then I look for the lessons to like learn from it, if that makes sense.
Do you think it was racial at any level?
No, I mean, everyone's going to say yes. And again, that's just, you have enough people saying and talking about the same thing. That's what it is. I don't think it was racial. I just think that Kendrick is a mastermind. I think he's a strategist, like more of a strategist than Drake was. Drake's talented, really skilled, and his work ethic, bar none. Like, Drake was on tour for 6 months when the beef happened. So imagine me in a different city every day, every other day for 6 months.
Yeah.
I travel to different cities for my business week by week. And one week I'm in this city, the next week I'm in this city when I'm really like active, and I get drained. I like hate traveling. When I travel, I'm like, bro.
I want to go back home.
Yes, I want to go back home. Like, I love to travel if it's like leisure or whatever. But if I have to travel, when I go somewhere, I want like 2 days to do nothing. And then I want to settle in. And if you told me I have to travel back home after 2 days that I've been here, I'm like, what was the point of like this whole, it's too much, right?
What you mean.
So when you're having to do that and you're on a tour bus, not even like your planes, tours, and you're doing this, and every day you're in a different city. First of all, I get sick every time I travel. These guys, there's no way they can enjoy that shit. When you have to do it for not 1 month, not 2 months, not 3 months, but like 6 months.
And perform every
night. Same song, same dance, 4 hours, jumping up and down, getting the crowd hyped, and you make it like it is your first time. You make it like this is the first performance you've done on this tour. Like, people don't know you're exhausted because you're doing this the 80th time in the last 3 months, you know?
I saw him during that tour.
Did you?
In Miami, yeah.
Ah, dope. Yeah, I don't like too many crowds, so I don't go to the concerts, but I probably should, because those
fun.
like, they're fun, right?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
very cool.
super dope. So I just respect the hell out of that dude, because you go 6 months, and then after that, you have this beef that drops. And then as you're finishing that, now you have to get not into let's relax, let's chill. You have to go back into war mode, because now you got to create diss tracks to prevent the other diss tracks that are coming towards you. You're playing a game of chess, but Kendrick is a strategist, man. He was well prepared. And on the Joe Budden podcast, someone said it where someone went in before this stuff was about to drop, right after he made the Like That stuff. And it was like, all right, everyone's preparing for war. Everyone's lining up. They got their ammunition. They found out like Kendrick had like a 25-minute diss track where a song, 20 minutes or 25 minutes, nonstop, just going. Like he has so much to say. He had all this stuff that was basically put in his arsenal, so he was prepared. Drake didn't know what was coming because he thought it was, it's just a one-track thing. Kendrick, like he said, how many stocks does nigga got in stock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. Like people were like, yo, he's got 10 tracks lined up, ready to fire. Drake put all this time and energy into Family Matters and into the song before that. Why do I keep forgetting the name of the song? But all that time and energy into that, and then he realized, holy shit, this is a different game.
Yeah.
If I were to come in, like I just put all my time and energy into making the perfect track, which was beautiful. Family Matters, oh my God, the 3 parts, amazing. The diss tracks, the subliminal disses.
It was so good.
It was so good. It was catchy. But like, yo, Kendrick was just, I fired right before, then you thought you were gonna drop and we're gonna let it sit. Nope, I fired another one. And if you came and fire another one back, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm ready to hit you from every angle. Insane, warfare. You gotta be prepared. So I learned a lot from Kendrick because you gotta be a strategist. And
what
I think
did
it's
Kendrick
important.
win? What did he learn and what did he win?
So I just think he won the title of saying, I, David, slayed Goliath.
Okay.
Right? It's like Drake's on top. Everyone knew Drake was on top.
Yeah.
Drake's the #1 artist. Some might say Taylor Swift or whatever. In the world of hip hop and probably in all genres, but if not all genres, definitely hip hop, Drake was #1, king of the castle, on top. Okay? So who's going to be the one to take him down? It's like being the heavyweight champion of the world. Like you have people itching, wanting to take that belt from you. And people have seen this guy at the top for way too long.
15 years.
The media, the media has to create a new narrative, right? It's like you see someone at the top for too long. Justin Bieber, he's at the top for too long. Now we got to
create the drama.
Create the drama. Someone go influence this guy to do some stupid stuff, right? Let's get
Go say some shit.
Yes, go say some shit. Let's get him drunk driving. Let's get him partying. Let's get him at a Diddy party. Let's create a new narrative, because the same story over too long of a period doesn't sell. It doesn't create new attraction. It doesn't create new interest.
Yeah, it gets
And
boring.
It gets boring. We need a new heavyweight champion. Who's going to take this dude down? And when Drake maybe started getting greedy in the eyes of the record labels or whatever it is, maybe he's asking for too much. Maybe he thinks he's too big. Maybe he's trying to, show that the media labels aren't as big as they used to be.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but they were like, yo, we got to, who's willing to do this? And whoever steps up to the plate, we're going to back you. This is my just philosophy.
100%.
This is what I'm thinking.
I mean,
we're
they
gonna
killed
back
Michael Jackson, so yeah.
Exactly. Right? So same exact thing that happened there. So so for Kendrick, it's like, I'll be the one to do it, and I'll be the one to show that I'm not afraid of Drake, right? Where everyone saw what happened to Meek Mill, and people, I don't want to, he'll cancel my ass.
Yeah.
People will stop buying my music, stop listening. Kendrick's like, I don't give a damn, because Kendrick's not even pursuing the fame anyways. He's like, I genuinely do not like this guy. I hate this guy. This guy's been sneak dissing all this time. He needs to get smacked in the face. Someone needs to teach him a lesson. This little Canadian boy thinks that he can actually hang with the Americans when he's buying everyone's friendship. He's putting everyone on, but really it's because he needs their admiration to feel some type of way. Kendrick's like, I'm an army of one. I just do my own thing. I don't seek validation. So if this is how I feel, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to prepare for this. I felt like he was just extremely prepared. Drake was blindsided. Drake got in the heat of the moment. He had the rest of the world sitting there saying, oh, he talks shit, he talks shit. It's like the high school drama that goes on when you're about to get people, oh,
Mean
shit.
Girl.
That's right. Just like that.
Yeah.
And so Drake's like, oh yeah, should I show him? I'm on top right now. He was feeling himself. Ego's there. He's on top of the mountain already. So you're feeling like I'm untouchable. And then you didn't realize.
What was that song? Bigger than what?
Yes. As big as the what?
As big as the what?
Yeah.
As big as the what? Exactly.
As big as the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And then so it was all strategy. As big as the Super Bowl, all right, Kendrick didn't perform at Super Bowl, but all this stuff is playing behind the scenes. And it's one of the reasons.
Jay-Z
Everyone was back
Did
in
dirty in
Kendrick.
that.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jay-Z
but
did
also,
dirty.
Jay-Z also.
He warned Drake too.
Jay-Z.
Was it Jay-Z or Eminem who warned Drake? I think it was Jay-Z.
So from what I've seen, Jay-Z stopped kind of like messing with Drake that way. Because
Yeah.
what happened was there was a moment where right before the Universal record was signed, the 400 mil, there was talks about Drake signing to Jay-Z's label. They had actually agreed on it. And then Drake pulled out last minute to accept the Universal deal. So
That makes so
from
much
my
sense.
thing, yeah. So from my thing, it's like, yo, there's
Jay-Z
some
said, fuck you.
fuck you. And he's upset. But he doesn't go, oh, I'm gonna go on a Twitter rant, right? I'm not gonna do what Kanye does. He's very different. Jay-Z's a strategist, bro. Jay-Z's a Sagittarius, bro. I'm a Sagittarius too, bro. He plays behind the scenes. He's like, all right, I got something for you. All right, I'm not bothered by this. All right. But he's patient and he waits for the right thing. So when the whole industry decided we're going after Drake, we're gonna take down Drake, Jay's like, all right, I second that. I'll back that. What do you guys need from me? And they're playing behind the scenes, doing whatever they're doing, playing the shadows. But here, so I heard some of this, and then you hear shots of it. You hear parts of this. If you actually go back to the album, what was the album with all the baby emojis, the pregnant emojis? Do you remember?
Yes.
so bad with names.
Certified Lover Boy.
Certified Lover Boy, right? So there's a song called Love All on it. And Love All is featuring Jay-Z. This happened right after he chose not to sign with Jay-Z. But we're still boys, right? We're still cool. Let me get you featured on my track. Come on, we're still boys. You're the GOAT. Come on, you're a legend. So they go. And if you actually listen to the track, it's Never Had a Lot. What is it? Never Had a Lot. This Is All I Need.
Yeah.
Something. This is R.I.P.
Yes.
If you listen to Jay-Z's verse is a sneak diss to Drake for turning his back on Jay-Z. And I forgot what the words say, but if you listen to it, you can't not hear it. And it's just nuts. So then Drake, right after the Love All song, has a second song. Let's find out. We're going to find this out right now. All right.
Yeah, Jay-Z goes deep on that verse.
He does.
I can't remember what he said.
And then following Love All, Drake comes out with a song called Fair Trade. And it's like, I've been losing friends and finding peace. But honestly, it sounds like a fair trade to me.
Yes.
It's literally a reference to the previous track. Like, people are leaving me left and right. But yo, I'm losing friends. Anyways, that's what the word on the street was all about. So anyways, I get into all of that, but I love it, man. I think the art is just beautiful. I think the level of thought that they put into this and how they put it out, and there's one version that's just for everyone else to listen to, and then there's a version for the people that want to go deeper. Amazing. I use this in almost everything that I do. I learn from them. Because if you're trying to put yourself out there as an entrepreneur, as a creator, as a business person, you're trying to reach people. You're trying to reach a community. You're trying to serve them. You're trying to bring your value, your talent, your gift, your product, your service. The best people that are going to do this moving forward are going to be using AI, and they're going to use a personal brand to build a community around what they're doing, because you will never go hungry if you have your own community. Everyone needs to focus on becoming an influencer. Everyone needs to tap into the story behind what it is that they're creating and understand I got services that I can offer to this group of people that all align with this interest, or with this value system, or with this mission that we're on. And if you can build a community of 100 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people, these people are gonna be your customers, are gonna be your buyers.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
Okay, hold on. So from an entrepreneurial, how is Drake going to resurrect himself?
Perfect. So what I think is this has been the longest period where he went without putting like new consistent music, coming out with an album, longest period that we've seen him go through. I think he understood the level of what he was playing with Kendrick. Now, part of this that makes it a little weak is that it took so long, so it shows, okay, you deaded the beef, so you let this time go by like, all right, whatever. Over a year, and now you're bringing it up. So that's like an argument that you lost with a friend, you guys don't talk, and then you wait, just to come back with, okay, well, here's what I got to say about it now. That, to me, not the best strategy. I think he should just move on. He should just continue to show every
Do you think he
hit
will?
that I do. Yes, I do. But I think he's going to try to sneak diss. Some will be direct, but he's going to do a lot of sneak disses to kind of like not bring it back, but like take shots at this dude in the beef. And it's like, dude, this thing's already over. We've moved on.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I've moved on. I got my life. They got other people. Maybe they're holding on. And this is the drama of being entertained 24/7, TikTok generation.
Yeah.
People are not creating something for themselves, so they need to be entertained by other people.
I don't think he'll go at Kendrick. I think he'll go at the people who left him when he was down.
So that's definitely going to be 100%
Yeah.
a part of it. But I will guarantee you,
think so?
there are tracks that will be geared towards Kendrick, even if he's not calling them out directly. You know, this is a track, and there's going to be a few of these that is just for Kendrick.
I'm going to dissect it like, Carl, is that it? Is that it, Carl?
Yeah, exactly. I'll be right there with you. I'll be like, hold on, this is my 17th time listening. Hold on, let me go back through this. Hold on, I got to do some research. But I will guarantee you that that's what's going to happen. But I think the majority, kind of like what you're saying, is going to be on the sneak dissing vibe. It's going to be, wait, was that for him? Was it not intended for him?
Right.
Was it? I don't know. But that's kind of, to me, childish. It's like, it should have been handled in the moment. You know, if you need to take a week break, take a month break, do it, gather yourself, come back, let's go the next round, right? But like, if you wait over a year, I don't think that you should be reopening up this drama stuff.
It's
you don't
buried
need to,
already.
It's buried. It's done,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, if you do it in a way to, ooh, look at my verses, look what I said about him, I'm the champ, I'm the best, it's corny. It's corny, it's not necessary. You just need to stay in your lane.
He's got the ammunition ready, Kendrick.
Yeah.
Like
and
you said, he's ready.
Yes, this last year, you better believe. So it's warfare. It's the art of war. Kendrick knows, all right, cool. According to the media, everyone backed me, this and that. And my tracks, the lyrics were dope. I diced this dude. And so I'm the reigning champion. But if he chooses to come back, I've got not 10, maybe 20, maybe 30 tracks lined up for him. Maybe I got a whole hour-long track lined up for him. I just got it just in case I need it. So in the world of entrepreneurship, people need to be thinking
I was just going to ask you that. What's the lesson there for entrepreneurship?
3, 5, 10 steps ahead. People have to be thinking 3, 5, 10 steps ahead. And so everything that I do, man, I'm working with people. It's like if I'm planning something with someone, it could be a podcast, it could be an event, it could be getting a client. Like I had a corporate customer that I was supposed to get. The deal fell through last minute. But it was supposed to be a big client from a company doing $4 billion a year in revenue. Like this was going to be a major consulting gig for me, training up their guys. And in my head, I had lined it up as like, okay, there's something that I want to do, but I can't do this unless I have a proof of concept. So I have to work with another $1 billion client. I have to work with a company that is looking to grow. They're doing $100 million a year, $1 billion or more, and they want to take the next 3 to 5 years, see if they can double in sales and revenue. They want to double their size instead of kind of like plateauing. And if I do that, there's something else that I'll be able to do, but I can't do it unless I have this story. So I'm already thinking 3, 5, 7 steps ahead. Other people, when they found that the deal was almost closed, they're, congratulations, how do you do it? How'd you get in the meeting with that CEO of that company? He was featured on the front cover of Forbes magazine in October last year. And how did you do it? How did you do it? It was like, this was already just one of the moves that I could have made because I'm already like 3, 5 steps past that. You know what I mean? So like I'm planning and I'm thinking and I'm strategizing every move that way, if that kind of like makes sense. So what I'm thinking is Kendrick was there, beef was won, but he's already 3 steps ahead. If Drake wants to move this way, I'm already prepared for that. If he wants to dead it, then I don't need to release these. If he's gonna sneak this, then I know I'm gonna move this way. If he's going to try to outdo me, because I was on Super Bowl, so he's going to do the World Cup, which is what Drake's doing. He's going to be the World Cup announcer or something to do with the World Cup. Yeah. All right, I've already thought of what I'm going to do to top that or make that look like it's insignificant. He's already thought of it. 3, 5, 7 steps ahead. I think that's the mentality that Drake needs if he's going to win. And if you're going to be an entrepreneur or business person, you got to be thinking there's something that I want to do. And if it doesn't work out, what's plan B or C? Not in changing the goal, not the final destination. New York is still the final destination, but my plan to overcome this challenge, I need to have a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth backup.
Could be a car, could be a train, could be a plane. How am I getting there?
That's right. That's exactly right. So no matter what we got to do to get there, we know that we're going to get there. But if my car breaks down, if I have a flat tire, I know I got a spare. If I have 2 flat tires, okay, now I know I got to take a train. But whatever the situation that could possibly arise, I feel like I'm prepared for it. Now, here's a little caveat. I tell that to people, and a lot of times people use that as a reason to not start, okay? So it's not ready, aim, fire, because people are like, ready, aim, fire, and this is what we tell them, and then they just, okay, ready, I'm getting ready, I'm getting ready, aim, aim, aim. They didn't fire anything. It's ready, fire, then aim. Fire, you'll realize, oh, wait, I'm off, and then you aim again. You readjust your lens, and then you fire again. Oh, I'm still off. Readjust your aim, and you kind of do that. So a good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow.
Bro, it's one of the greatest analogies I've heard. The problem is, right?
Yeah.
People see that as failure and get stuck there.
Yes.
You know?
100%.
They take that shot, oh, I failed. They don't think to re-aim.
Yeah. So exactly, and it's the reason why most people they stop firing, or they say I failed and I took another one, now I'm out of ammunition. So what am I gonna do now? I might as well put the gun down. No. Who has ammunition?
Get more ammo.
Go get more ammo. Oh, well, I ran out of money. I don't have money to get more ammo. Okay, so what can you do to trade with someone else so that they can get the ammo and you could use some of that ammo?
Yeah.
Or what can you do for someone else so that they can give you money and then you can use that money to go get more ammo for what it is that you got to go do? So the whole thing is people, because of ego, right? We don't want to look stupid. We don't want to feel stupid. We don't want to feel incompetent, okay? And when you have attachment, when you have failure, people attach that failure to themselves. They think, I didn't fail. They think I am a failure if you do something enough times. This is why you need to get around the right groups of people, because you're going to find out that the most successful people around you are also the biggest failures around. I've succeeded in what I've succeeded in because I failed more times than anybody else.
Yeah.
I was about to land that corporate gig, and then lastly, just wasn't the right fit, so it fell through. But even if I did, people would have been like, oh man, Karl's so lucky, Karl's so this, Karl's so that. No, do you know how many companies I had to talk to in order to get them to say yes? Do you know how many companies I had to work with that were doing 10 million in revenue to finally get one that says, okay, we're doing over 100 million, we want to work with you?
Right.
Do you know how many companies I had to work with and approach and poach to try to get them as a client doing 100 million in revenue for them to finally find one that says, yes, we'll give you a shot. Okay, cool. How much is it? 10 grand a month for this, 20 grand a month for this. Which one do you want? Right? You're paying me 120 grand for this or 250 grand a year for that. How big do you want to grow? How fast do you want to grow? Choose one. And they say, yeah, this is not the right fit. So most people say, oh, my offer doesn't work. I say, okay, what did they like about it? What do I need to tweak about it? How do I tweak the way the perception is? They're asking themselves, does this make sense? Will this thing work? Can I do it? Is this simple? What if it doesn't work? So now I'm like, okay, well, if it doesn't work, here, how about I back a guarantee? And I say, I'll give you every single dime that you gave me if we don't help you grow by a certain amount of revenue. So if you didn't make this money that you spent on me times 3, you get all this money back. Now I take away the risk. And I had to only figure that out because I had to go through failure. No. But then you get the company that does 50 million, 100 million that says yes. He's so lucky. No, bitch. Do you know what the fuck I had to go through? I had to fail and learn in order to get this right.
Overnight success.
Overnight success. People are like, man, Karl's so lucky he got on the TV show, la 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 la. You know how I got on the TV show?
Tell me.
I was on the TV show and there was a conversation. I'm sitting there with like 20 guys. We're all on couches in the living room. And people were like, how many times did you have to apply to get on the show? And this guy's like, oh, I only applied once. They're like, you only applied once? The guy's like, man, I had to apply 7 times. Another one's like, I applied for 2 years. Yeah, let me be on the show. Let me be on the show. Let me be on the show. They ignored. You have another person like, oh, well, they just reach out to me on my social media. Okay, got it. You have 100,000 followers or whatever it is, right? And they were like, Karl, how many times did you have to apply? I'm like, 0. Oh, you're so lucky. No, because here's what happened behind the scenes that most people didn't get. I had just finished working with a company where I was going to build them a sales team, and it was in the cryptocurrency space. It was back in 2018, 2017. Bitcoin was really like ripping, right? And so people were like, oh, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. So there's this company that says, we want to create our own coin. We want to take it to the marketplace, but we have no customers. We're thinking of strategies that we can do this without having a big marketing budget.
Okay.
So one of the owners was like, bet, we need to get these network marketing direct sales guys to come in and bring their sales teams, and then they could sell it and we can make money without spending money on advertising. Brilliant idea. So they do. And so they get like 12 guys that were big time in different companies. So me and my business partner, Carlos, were one of those guys. We go and we partner with these guys. They say, all right, here's this coin. We're going to have an ICO. It's going to be released at 2 cents. 2 cents is going to be this coin. Now, our goal is we want to pump it all the way to $1. Now, in order for us to do that, we need this many million people to invest this much into the coin, and we'll have a dollar per coin evaluation. So everyone's so excited. We need to get all these customers. We're ramping up. We need 10 million customers, let's say. I forgot what the number was. Me and Carlos are like, all right, cool, let's do this. So in that 1 year, in 12 months, we basically go to work. We get 2,000 sales guys. 2,000 sales guys bring us like 20,000 customers. 20,000 customers are averaging between $1,000 and $10,000 invested into this coin. We pump up the valuation, not just us, but me, Carlos. I got one of my other boys, Mario, who was leading a huge group. He was doing 10 times more than what we did. But we brought the valuation from 2 cents when it got initially launched, and it hit 4 cents like a week later. Then after that, it rose to 10 cents. Then it rose to 20. Then it rose to 25. Then it rose to 30. Then it went down to 25. Then it hit 40. Then it hit 50. Then it hit 60. It went all the way up to 80 cents. Now, when we're doing this, the company's paying us, and part of the pay is in money. Part of the pay is in we're giving you these coins.
Got it.
The value of these coins is going up, and I have 1.2 million coins. My boy Carlos has 1.8 million coins because we're making money and we're buying some, and then we're getting paid some of these coins.
Right.
So 1 year goes in. We basically do this, and all of a sudden, the coin's at like 80, 85 cents. We're like, yo, it's almost at $1. It's almost at $1. And then my mom's like, cash out, cash out. I'm like, not before it hits $1. Everyone's like, cash out. I'm like, bro, $1. And then we have the owner of this company like, we're not going to $1. We're going to 2. We're going to 3. I'm here like, bro, the next 2 years is going to set me up. This is going to be my retirement. If I can get a good 3 million to cash out here, I know that I can survive off that for a good little bit and use that to do other things. So I'm reinvesting back in. And December 2017, Bitcoin crashes. When it crashes, it basically hits right at the $20,000 mark. A month later, it's back at like 6. 3 months after that, it's back at 3,000. It's all FUD. Everyone's selling off. People are like, the shit's over. It's done. And I'm sitting here watching this coin go down and down and down, but then it'll have a week where it spikes back up. And it's like, oh, is it going back? Is it going back? We're getting more sales, but then it would drag back down. And I literally saw all my money just disappear in front of my face to the point where I was like, okay, I have like 150 grand left. And at this point, I'll take it out. And I was devastated. And what was really disheartening, what was really horrible was the owner of the company had it set up to where if you had invested in the coins earlier, like we want to start taking out early, you couldn't. Like there was a mechanism where you had to wait until these coins were vested and this and that. So people are trying to take money out. No one could take their money out. And now I have all these people that invested. They're all pissed at me. Everyone, it was horrible.
Wow.
It was crazy. Thousands of people that we got to invest money into this thing. Everyone's like, I can't get my money out. I'm calling the owner. I'm calling Mario. Carlos is there like, yo, what the fuck are we gonna do? It was one of the most devastating times of my entire life. I was like, how are we gonna deal with this right now? So on one side, everyone knew the risk, like, yo, it could go up, it could go down, it's speculative. Everyone knows that. But then on the other side, I felt responsible, and it was like, I need to find a way to make it right for, you know, these people somehow, some way. So for all the customers that did, I basically transitioned out, and I was disheartened because I was like, man, I had almost hit this goal of the $1. And I was there and I was ready to cash out and all this stuff, and it didn't happen. And then the owner of the company now was refusing to let people take their money out because of the rules that they had set up in the system. And it's like, oh, well, it was in the contract. This is what we told you. You don't know. We're not letting you take it out in 6 months. it was just terrible. And
That's crazy.
yeah, so after a year and a half of working with this company, we left and they're like, all right, let's go and rebuild. I'm like, fuck you. I will not help you build anything. Like, what is this? But that was when I made two things. One, realization, I can't build anybody else's thing without being a part owner of it and having some say. I have to have a decision, or if I'm offering a product, it has to be something that I can control, something that I can make sure is a good product. And also, like, you need equity at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I'm not just here to build a sales team and get paid my sales commissions and that's it. But that's what led me into starting Next Level Success, where...
Real quick.
Yeah.
If you would have sold at 85 cents, how much was it?
It would have been just under $1 million, maybe like 850, 900 grand.
Nice. Would have been nice.
It would have been very nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was on top of the money that I made, which was, you know, a couple $100,000 that year just from building out. So it would have been on top of that. So it was like...
Almost $1 million?
Yeah.
About $1 million?
Yeah. 1 year, you know? So...
valuable lesson.
Valuable lesson. Valuable. At first, you know, when you're there and you're thinking, you know, it's going to keep doing this forever.
Yeah.
Right? And then you learn that life has seasons, you know? So I think every time I've had something disastrous happen in the world of business, it's because you're riding a good wave of a season and you think it's going to go on forever. And you keep riding and doing and making decisions as if circumstances will always be this way. And then when the season hits, it's not summertime anymore. It's not springtime anymore. It's winter now. And you're like, shit, out in the cold, no new customers, no new business, no new contracts, no new this. It was a very valuable lesson, which got me into like the world of financial planning and financial advising, because I read a book from Dave Ramsey, Total Money Makeover.
Yep.
And it changed my life because I was used to making a lot of money my whole life after I started doing good in direct sales, but I never learned about really keeping it. I just always thought if you have some skills and you could sell, you could always make more money. You know, but there's a difference between making money and there's a difference between keeping your money. And all wealthy people, you take a look at it, the majority of them, it wasn't so much that they were so good at the making money part. Now, if you're super uber rich, yes, but most people that are millionaires today are millionaires because of a small business, mom and pop shop, dry cleaners, a little restaurant, right? Like boring little businesses. They took money, they put it away, invested in the stock market, and they had the stocks grow up over time. They earned compounding interest on their money and had compounding returns. And their assets are what took them past the $1 million net worth. So it's either that or it's real estate. You have people that made regular income their whole lives. They just bought a house early. They bought a house in their 20s. They sat on it in their 40s and 50s. The value of the house just went up. And now, boom, my house, if you paid it off, is worth over 700, 800, a million, 500. And if you did that enough times, you have 7 figures or even 8 figures. And all it was the fact that it was in what you had, basically. The assets that you had, not in the money that you made. Very big.
Very different.
Yes. Very different philosophy.
Yes.
So entrepreneurs are always going to, I'm going to create, I'm going to create, I'm going to create, I'm going to build, I'm going to build, I'm going to build. The investors think, I don't need to build anything, right? I just need to invest in the right thing and let that CEO of Microsoft or Tesla or Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, let them do the heavy lifting. Let them get the right board. Let them do the right strategies. And I just, hold on to their, what do you call it, coattails, and ride them up to the top. You just got to let time do its thing, right? So real estate is great. Stocks are great. Cryptocurrency is great if you have the right strategy. I was never a day trader. I learned to swing trade a little bit, but even then, you can't predict markets. You can't predict the tops. So I learned that, there needs to be a certain percentage of your money that goes into risky investments that you're going to hold on and has the opportunity to grow and make a lot of money quick, but it could also lose money, right? Higher reward, but there's also higher risk. But you have money allocated for that, so it doesn't catch you off guard, right? And then you need safer bets.
It's not rent money.
Exactly, right? And then you need safer bets where I put this money aside. It's not going to have the craziest return, but it'll give me a return every year. And having that money and that return compound over time can first lead to money like adding up like addition. And then with enough time, it speeds up to multiplication. And then with enough time, you can get exponential growth. And all the people today that you see that are the mega billions and all that, it's very rarely the most famous ones you'll hear, like Sam Altman, owner of ChatGPT, worth so many billions. Most people that have that level of wealth, it's not because they're Sam Altman, right? It's because they had investments, they had assets, and everything led to compounding interest. Warren Buffett, just to give you an idea. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a rant here.
Please.
Okay.
Warren Buffett is probably the easiest person to model after.
Yes. So one book that changed my life. There's a book. All the books kept referring to Warren Buffett, and there's a book called Warren Buffett Invests Like a Girl. And if you look at his strategy, it's so elementary, and he has an amazing story.
Coca-Cola.
Yes. It's just buy shit that you actually believe in, right? And he has 2 rules of creating wealth. He says, rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. And so his dad was actually a stockbroker. His mom was a stay-at-home mom, right? And when he was growing up, his dad made him get a job at 13 years old running newspaper routes. He says, you need to get a job. You need to learn the value of making money. So back then, he's making like $1 a week, whatever it is. And he's running newspaper routes on his bicycle, and he's making his $1. Now, his dad taught him, don't spend the whole $1. Everyone else, they get $1, they spend it. You get $1, you spend it. You get $1, you spend it. He says, let me show you what happens, and let me take you around the neighborhoods of people that make $1 and spend the whole $1. And you go to the neighborhoods, the worst neighborhoods, people that live in poverty, people that don't accumulate any type of assets. And he's like, look at this, look at this, look at this. This is what happens when you spend the whole $1. Then you go into the rich neighborhood and you're like, look at what happens to people that don't spend the whole $1 when you make this $1. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so elementary, but it makes total sense. Look at these houses. Wouldn't you want to live in these houses, or you want to go back to the poor neighborhoods? No, I want to be in these houses. Okay, don't spend the $1. What you do is you invest it. What a valuable lesson. So at 13 years old, he's taking his money. He takes a good portion of it. I don't know what the exact number was, but maybe 25%, maybe half of it. And he's putting it to the side so that he can invest in stocks. And when he has enough money, he can basically buy another share of a stock. And his dad taught him, I'm a stockbroker. This is what I do to rich people all day, and I sell them this stuff. What you're going to do is you're just going to buy stocks that you believe in. So as a 13-year-old kid, what do you believe in? Anything that he knew. He knew Disney Channel, so he's like, okay, I'll buy shares of Disney. And he's like, every time Disney grows and they make more money, you make more money. And he's like, oh, I got the concept. So he's got Disney. He's like, what do I drink? Pepsi, Coca-Cola. So let me get Pepsi and Coca-Cola as a product. I like this type of candy. Do you believe the candy's going to be around for a long time? Yeah, I believe the candy's going to be around let me invest in that candy, right? So he's only doing things that he knows. Long story short, from 13 to 18, and this is back in, I don't know, 70s probably, right? Before, maybe 60s.
He's much older, yeah.
So from 13 to 18, this guy goes from earning $1 a week, investing his money.
Probably in the 50s.
Probably in the 50s.
He's in his 80s right now.
Yeah, he is in his 80s. He's like something like 87, 88, 89, something like that. But from 13 to 18, this guy goes and accumulates over $100,000. Now, if you're in today's world, 18 years old, $100,000, that's big. You're just getting out of high school, right? That's a pretty big thing. When you're doing that back then, that's incredible. That's incredible. Incredible.
Sells millions.
Yes.
If you with the
inflation.
Inflation.
Right?
Thank you.
Exactly. So what happens is he did that by the time he was 18 years old. Then after that he goes and his parents say you got to go to college. So he's going to college and then he's working a job. And then outside of working a job, he bought pinball machines and he would put them inside of the game places. And he put them inside of these areas, whatever, laundromats. And you have the pinball machines. People would come and they'd pay $0.25, and then he would go every single week and he'd collect his money. So he's making money from his job, he's going to school and college, and he has pinball machines everywhere. And literally he's making money here. And what does he do with that money? He takes it, he just invests it into someone that's smarter than me, someone that's better than me, someone that grows faster than me. But from 18 years old to 31, he basically had
such a simple concept.
31 years old was worth over $1 million. And it's like, damn, you have $1 million, 31 years old. Then after that, he starts his journey and he wants to learn from other people that are in the world of investing and wants to learn from them. From 31 to 40, he goes from $1 million net worth to 10 million. From 40 to 50, he goes from 10 million to over $1 billion. At 51, he hit $1 billion as a net worth. And then at 50, now today he's like 88, and you think 38 years pass by. So what, from 1 billion, he probably has what, 10, 20, 50 billion? No. This guy has accumulated over $300 billion from just 30 years ago. So the first 50 years, the first 30 years of his working career took him to 1 billion. The next 30 years, over 300. And he's given more than half of his money away to different charities and nonprofits. So did he work like 1 billion times harder? Did he put in 1 billion times more hours? That's not the answer. The answer is not trading time for money. It's not to work harder. It's not to start a billion times more businesses. At the end of the day, you need compounding interest. You need to have your money multiply and compound on itself so it could do the hockey stick effect, where 1 year you're worth 100 million, then the next year you're worth $1 billion just because your stocks grew, you added 10, 20, 30% to whatever it is that you've already accumulated. But the problem is, if you are a spender and you make a lot of money and you do what I did all of my 20s and halfway into my 30s, you make money and you spend it. You make money and you spend it. You try to buy things to impress people that don't matter, that you don't even care about, that don't even really like you at the end of the day. Now all of a sudden, this buying power that you have to buy assets, to buy things that will grow over time, you're spending it on shit that doesn't cost anything, you know? So the biggest learning lesson when I flip it back around is 2018, the business fell apart. I'm sitting there looking at an account that's supposed to have 1.2 million. Now it has 150,000. Now I'm really upset. And I'm like, God damn. And it's fine, whatever. We made money, but it's not the money that I was supposed to have. I need to go do my own thing. In doing my own thing, I start my coaching and training program to where, okay, cool. Instead of being a sales rep inside of a company, I'm just going to create a consulting company where I can work with big companies, and I could also work with the little guys that are doing their individual businesses, and I can give them a blueprint showing them, here's what it takes to get to 6 figures if you're not there yet. Here's what it takes to go from 6 figures to 7 figures if you're not there yet. And I'm just gonna empower people all over. I'm gonna do what I love. I'm gonna work with people that I care about on projects that I feel are meaningful to me and to them. And while I was doing it, I started my monthly networking events. How many people showed up to my first networking event? I planned it out. I spent a month promoting it. I do my first one. We called it Next Level Success. We're going to teach entrepreneurs to be successful. I just ended up having this deal fail on me or whatever, working for the man. So now I'm not going to work for the man. I'm going to work for you, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Tickets are free. How many people do I get at my first networking event?
8.
2. And it was devastating. And the 2 people that came, 1 left after they realized, they saw it on Eventbrite, after they saw nobody else was coming, 30 minutes in, not even 30 minutes, like 10 minutes in, they were out. And then the one person, her name was Katarina, was there, and it's me and another speaker, and we're like, this is gonna be the greatest event ever. Oh yeah, downtown Miami, it's gonna be so great. And I got 1 person that's there, and we're like, wow, twiddling our thumbs. Terrible. But did it again. Next month, did my next event. How many did I get? I got 8. Next month, try it again. How many did I get? 10. So it's not really a networking event. It's literally just a casual conversation with friends. But I kept doing it. I kept doing it. A year later, I got to a point where finally I started having, on a lower scale, 50 people that would show up. My biggest ones had over 200 people that would show up to my networking event. And it was awesome because the first half was all networking, so you get to meet people. The second half was an entrepreneur workshop. So people got to talk about their businesses, showcase what you're doing, all of that stuff.
That's cool.
And I'm doing one of these events, and one of the people that was at this event was best friends with one of the producers from The Bachelorette, the TV show. And she's at this event. She saw this experience. She said, this is incredible. The way you speak is incredible. The way you put me on the spot. I'm so afraid of public speaking, and you encourage us to get up there. You walk me through it. You ask me the questions, and now I feel so good about what it is that I'm doing. You know what? I'm going to connect you with the producers of this show. And she connected me with the people on the show. They did a couple interviews on me, and by a couple, I mean a lot. It took like 3 months of interviews.
Wow.
Yeah, nuts. And then finally, they brought me on the show. So fast forward, I'm in a living room with 30 guys that are all competing for the one girl that they're all trying to get. How many times did you have to apply? How many times do you have to apply? 5, 7, 2, 1, none. How many times do you have to apply? None. What do you mean none? I don't know. They found me. How'd they find you? I got this story. And it all came full circle.
You're a great storyteller.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was really good.
Yeah. So it's through the failure, losing money. This failed. Let me start my own events. You know how many times most people would try to run an event and have it fail? You know how many times they would continue to try? How about none? Most people, after having one event, you tell the world we're doing a networking event, you put flyers, this, that, you invest money into it, and nobody shows up. People are not doing, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You brought food, you have wine, you got beer, you got tequila, you got pizza, you got snacks. You have enough to feed 50 people, and 2 people show up and 1 leaves after 10 minutes. Most people, it's devastating. You wouldn't continue. But it's the failure that I went through and thinking, what can I learn from this? What can I tweak? What can I learn from this? What can I tweak? I can't see the whole picture, but I could only see 10 feet in front of me. And as long as I can see 10 feet, 20 feet, 50 feet in front of me, let's take the next step. Just take the next step. Something will happen. And that's how I ended up on the show. That's exactly how the dude that did the J. Cole thing got on the introduction. Just took the next step. Put out a video, 1 view. Put out a video, 5 views. Put out a video, 1 like. Put out a video, 20 likes. Oh, this sucks. Everyone else, quit. He says, let me keep going. I got 300. Oh, that's not that great. But you know what? One of the 300 was J. Cole. He loved it. Now you're on his soundtrack, which is going to go down as his classic album.
Isn't that crazy?
And done.
Nuts. Hey, if you work with digital marketing, online sales, or manage clients, you know the right tool makes all the difference. I use Go High Level, and I can guarantee that this all-in-one tool brings results for all my clients. With CRM, email, SMS, automation, scheduling, landing pages, and sales funnels, integrated and easy to use, management becomes simple, productivity increases, and campaigns perform way better. If you want to grow in an organized and efficient way, access my link and see how Go High Level can also change the way you work and sell.
That's incredible. You're turning 40 this year.
This year, yeah.
Where do you want to be by 45?
45, I want to be known for helping 100 entrepreneurs break the 7-figure mark. Most of my time has been spent helping people
Only
get
100
to.
by 45? I think you do way more than that.
I could probably do more, but what happens is when you leave people up to their own, I can give them the strategy, I can give them the roadmap, I can tell you exactly what to do, right?
Yeah.
And unless like people have someone rubbing shoulders, hanging on, going through it on a regular basis, most people still won't follow through. Like I can give you all the answers, right? And I'm not even saying I have all the answers, but even the answers that I don't have, I will figure it out if there's something that I'm passionate about, if there's something that I want to do.
Right.
You know, my latest project right now is I'm working with a financial planning company. After I made that mistake of having everything on risky investments and spending more money than I needed to, I got a financial planner. He's now one of my best friends, but he owns a financial planning agency. When I first met him, he had like 50 agents. Now he has over 500.
Wow.
His company's booming. Like this guy's doing too much, right? Lives in like a $20 million mansion and like has like 8 Lamborghinis. And this guy's just doing too much.
Good for him.
Amazing. But his whole thing was, I want to empower people to have a business that they start as a side business that will replace the income from their full-time jobs. So he got passionate about a purpose. And I want to empower these people to all create 6-figure incomes, teaching people about financial education, right? Helping people plan a better financial future. And so I was like, man, I want to get behind that too. Let's partner up. Let me work with you. Let me learn this stuff. So I had to get licensed. I had to learn the game. But in learning it, it taught me to develop better financial habits. So that was number one, because my first customer was literally me, right? My first student. But then I was like, yo, let's train these people. So, you know, in the last 7-8 years, it's been like, now we have 500, not we, him, 500 agents, but I help with training and all that stuff. I got a team of people that are there, and we still provide an opportunity for people that want to learn a new skill in a brand new industry, teach themselves to become financially free, teach other people to do it too, and earn a multiple 6-figure income in the process.
It's awesome.
So very awesome, right? So I love, shout out to Jason, right? But me and my boy Carlos working that whole program and building that together, we're looking to create a wealth movement here in Miami, especially with all the the lack of financial education going on in South Florida, right?
Forget it.
People making money, but then you spend more money than you earn, and it just keeps you stuck in this cycle.
Scammers too.
And you have a lot of scammers. So our whole thing is teaching you don't even need a lot of money to start, right? You don't need a lot of money to start, and you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to understand the complicated stuff. Just understand the basics. Understand the concept of compound interest, right? Have your money compound on itself. Live on less money than you earn. Be like Warren Buffett. Put a little money on side, allow it to compound. 20 years, you're set for life. You can literally get yourself to be in 7-figure net worth and pay yourself 6 figures a year, every year for the rest of your life without ever having to add a dollar into it. And you know you have an income that'll sustain you and your family forever. Doesn't mean you have gazillions of dollars. You're not Drake. But if you can find a way to live the lifestyle that you're living right now without having to work for it, that to me, ultimate freedom, right? So that's why I've aligned with him. That's our purpose behind that. But with working with entrepreneurs, the other side, so we got financial on one side, and then on the business side, it's as I help people, 6 figures, I can help you tweak some things, and then you can do it on your own. But going from 0 to 7 figures or 6 figures to 7 figures, like people really need more attention,
More input,
time.
yeah.
You have to become a totally different person.
For sure.
And I can go ahead and
Different
give you the
frequency.
blueprint. Your frequency has to be vibrating at a higher frequency. So it's just more time. And if it's more than 100, that's fine. If I do 100 people that I help get to the 7-figure club in the next 5 years, I do 20 a year. For me, I'm not gonna lie, that'll be happy. That'll make me excited because most of my content is free. It's online. And for people that choose to go through that, and I'm not even the greatest. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, you need to follow me. I'm just saying I'm a guy that has experiences and I'm gonna share what I've learned from these experiences. And you could choose to make what you want from it. If it helps you, great. If it doesn't help you, great. Treat it like a buffet, right?
Yeah.
Take what you leave what you don't.
Treat it like a buffet.
But I'm learning from people like Alex Hormozy and all these other greats that are out there. And same thing, I take what I need, I leave what I don't. And I feel like if people really want to make transformation, you don't need more information, right? It's not a lack of information.
No.
It's a total transformation that you need from the inside out. Who are you and what are you bringing to the table to create the results that you say you're committed to? That's it. And so if I do it with 100 people and my content online helps thousands of people break the 6-figure mark, allow them to create more financial freedom and flexibility, show them how they can start their own side projects that they have a hobby or passion for, or if they don't, I don't know where to start, I don't know what to do, and I don't want to start something on my own, great. Partner up with us. Let us show you some new strategies. Let me help you become a financial freedom consultant, and you could do something from home and use that as a vehicle, right? I don't care what it is you choose, but I think everyone needs to be, especially now with AI, on the lookout for what am I going to do to generate a self-sustaining income? What am I going to do to make sure that me and my family are taken care of? So if that job that I have becomes obsolete, I'm still good, right? Plus,
and not depending on the government.
And not depending on the government. That's the other thing, right? So like, who wants to be dependent? My whole thing is like, I've gone through the worst, toughest of times. I've had success, I've lost it, have success, lost it, have success, right? All that stuff. But like the one thing that never had me go back to just being stuck somewhere I didn't want to be was I needed my freedom. I valued my freedom more than anything else. And I would be willing to fight tooth and nail. I'll work 12, 15-hour days if it means that I get to have freedom and flexibility. I don't need anyone telling me I need to be at an office. I don't need anyone telling me that I need to work behind in a cubicle for 8, 10 hours a day and do that for 40 years of my life. No. If I want to work from here, I can work from here. If I want to work from Canada, I can work from Canada. If I want to go to Europe, which I was in Europe a month ago, I could be in Europe and I could do that, right? And that for me, I was in Germany. That's where the company was that brought me in. And while I was in Germany, I was doing a little road trip. I was like, all right, cool. Came to handle some business. And I was like, let me rent a car, drive 3 hours this way, drive 3 hours that way.
Awesome.
Ended up in Luxembourg, ended up in France, ended up in Germany. So it was a dope little thing.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, anytime I travel for work, I always extend it and try to make it like a fun experience to kind of like get away.
Do you want kids?
Yeah, I do. So next year in the works, me and my lady will be working on that. So it's gonna be great. I'll have two. You have two, right?
I have two.
Yeah, I'll have two. We'll pop them out back to back, pop, 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 and kind of work on the next element of my legacy through them. Like I want to have a lot of kids, and I want to empower them to be like best version of themselves, create the greatest contributions that they could bring to the communities that we're in, to the rest of society, even to the world if they're that ambitious. But when you start off with a level of thinking where you can be taught proper self-esteem, you end up with a way bigger head start than 98% of the population that doesn't start in an environment that fosters the right level of self-esteem.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you take a look, there was a study that was done, and I don't know how long you want to keep going on this.
Keep going. I got you.
So
we'll land the plane soon.
Yeah, all right, dope. So there was a study that was done back in I think it was like 2014, 2015. And I thought it was real fascinating. And I learned this from one of my other mentors. And the study was, they did something like 500 of the wealthiest, most successful people in the world. And what they did was, there was like 200 plus categories that you could actually be judged on or rated on. So they would ask them things like, what side of the tracks were you raised in? Are you like lower class, middle class,
Right.
upper class, high class, whatever it is. Did you get an education? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Did you get a college degree? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Did you get married at this time? Did you have kids by this time? Did your parents go through a divorce? Did you start a job early? Did you start a job in sales? Did you start off with entrepreneurship? Did you start off knowing you wanted to do it? So there's 250 like variables. And there was one single variable that all the top, and I'm not talking about just millionaires right now, because there's over 25 million millionaires in the world right now, but billionaires, they took top 500 that were willing to participate in the study. And the one factor, there was one that was unanimous all across the board, was they had a blindly supportive parent from childhood, from the time that they were born, that encouraged them, try new things, do new things, you can do it. And when you take a look at it, there's a huge change that happened in our generation, the millennial generation, where our previous generation of parents, the X generation, is that what it is?
The boomers, no?
No, boomers is before them. So Generation X was before us. The Generation X was raised by the boomers, and they were left to their own devices, right? It was kind of like parents are, I don't know, the whole war thing was happening, this and that. And so like Generation X were just like wild kids. They could be out in the streets all day, all
Roam
night,
free,
whatever,
yeah.
roam free as
70s,
a kid, and
yeah.
no one batted an eye, right? Now today, you're not letting your 5 or 7-year-old or 8-year-old kid wander the streets, do whatever they want to do. Back then, Generation X, my older brother and sister, they could finish school 2:30, and you were gonna walk a mile down home, after school by yourself, or you could hang out at the park. No one would care, whatever it is. So that generation ended up like breaking their arms a lot as they were, climbing monkey bars and climbing trees, and that was that Huckleberry Finn generation. Then you fast forward, they go ahead and have kids, and then millennial generation, that's us. Now, our millennial generation, the issue with us was that our parents, and my parents are boomers, right? So like skip the generation. But if your parents were Generation X, they became a lot more restrictive. These parents started petitioning. We need to take monkey bars out of the schools because my kid's breaking their arm. We can't have that happen. Their parents didn't do that to them. The swing swings too fast. Oh no, they're crossing the street. They're gonna get ran over.
Helicopter parents.
Right? Helicopter parents. You're just on top of them and you're not letting them do what they need to do.
Yeah.
So now millennial generation was the first generation that by the time you were 18, you weren't thinking about getting married. You weren't thinking about having kids. You weren't thinking about any of that stuff. Most 18-year-olds in our generation had trouble getting a job. They didn't get a job until a little later.
Yeah.
And you had like a quarter, like 20 or 25% of kids that went to get jobs had to have their parents accompany them to the hiring site.
That's crazy.
For where they wanted to get work.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking about it now. Actually, now I'm talking about it. I went and I probably interviewed at like 100 places. Like I brought my application and my resume. Not one of them did I have my mom or dad come with me, right?
Neither.
Not one.
Not
Is
one.
it- but this is an actual statistic, is like 20 or 25% of these kids would actually have their parents. And now that I'm actually thinking about it, I'm thinking about how much more likely would it have been if I did have my mom come with me when I went to go apply at the mall, when I went to go apply at Chili's, when I went to go apply at Wendy's, when I went to go apply at the movie theater. Probably the person hiring me was probably like 18, 20, 21, 25. If I had my mom there, maybe they'd have been like, oh, maybe I should take this candidate more seriously. When I come as a knucklehead that doesn't know how to dress, I didn't know I'm supposed to wear a suit, the likelihood of me getting the job is probably less. So now people are going in with parents to do this, but you're so used to having your hand held. And this is our millennial generation, which is why it took us longer to settle down. It took us longer for us to move out. It was the first generation where kids, by the time they were 21, were not moved out of their parents' house.
Yeah.
The previous generation, Generation X, 18 years old, I need to be out on my own. If you were rebellious, 16, you were out on your own.
I moved out at 25. It's 25 I moved out.
I moved out at 19. And it would have been 25, except I was in my journey with direct sales. It wasn't working. So my dad was like, yo, you're a year into this. It's a waste of time. You need to quit. I'm like, I ain't going to quit. He's like, you're going to listen to what I say, boy. Otherwise, I'm going to beat you. Right? And I was like, no, you can't tell me what to do. I'm an adult. 19, Dad. And he was like, my house, my rules. So I was like, your house, your rules. Pff, I'm out. And I left. And I went to go live with my girlfriend at the time. And now it taught me these things that would have never happened if I didn't, number one, get into a confrontation with my dad. So at the time I didn't appreciate it. Me and him actually weren't on talking terms for years. For 5 years we went without talking. Because of that, like I didn't feel supported.
Yeah.
I felt like I was dealing with the biggest challenges, and I felt like, dude, I don't need anything from you. I don't need money. I'm not asking you for anything. Just like, yo, don't hate on what I'm doing.
Yeah. Believe in me.
Believe in me.
Yeah.
But he wanted me to go the safer route.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, and it's funny how God works, man, it's like you can't realize this stuff until you look back, okay? Because of the fact that me and him had friction, it was a huge driving force in me. Like, I got to prove him wrong. I got to make this thing happen no matter what. So I had this hatred of like, yeah. So everyone else wants to hang out on the weekends. Let's go to the movies. Let's go to the carnival. Let's go to the festival.
Bro,
let's
I gotta prove my dad wrong.
That's right. That's right. I got to start making money. I got to start making over $100,000 a year. Because if I can make $100,000 a year, I'm making just as much money as he is. And I could say I did it without any help. You didn't help me with one thing. Like, obviously, you gave me a place to live and you know all
life.
that in life. But as an adult, like I did this shit on my own, and I'm your equal. You know, and I didn't just do that and become an equal. I surpassed him, and I was like, and what? What would have happened if I quit? Right. So that was the driving force inside of me.
Yeah.
But what happens is when you have millennial generations that they're being coddled their whole lives. Now, all of a sudden, you don't want to move out at 18 or 19 like previous generation. You don't want to move out at 21. You don't want to think about getting married or having kids at 21 or 22 or 23 or 25. I want to figure life out. I want to just chill, like, yo. And not saying there's anything right or wrong with it, just saying there was a huge shift that happened. So the reason I bring this up, what was the question again? So the reason I bring this up, yeah, it's all good. The reason I bring this up, just to go full circle, the billionaire trait, okay?
Yes.
And then we'll end this, and I'll let you wrap up after this. So the study was done. 500 of the top billionaires that were willing to participate in the study. They did the whole questionnaire, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
Yep.
We got to find out what's the common factor, right? What is it that the wealthy people have done in their lives? What is it that they've experienced? What is it that they believe? What is it that they know? What do they have? What skills that allows them to create the results that allow them to be in the top 0.0000001%, and everyone else struggling to figure it out? And they found one common trait. It was a blindly supportive parent. That was it. And the parent that taught them from the moment that they were kids that you can do anything, you could be anything, you could have anything, and they supported them in the process. So millennial generation started the generation of don't let the kid climb the tree. He's going to fall and hurt himself. Don't let him climb the monkey bars. He's going to hurt himself.
Right.
Matter of fact, we need a petition against this jungle gym that they have in the schools. And they started uprooting and taking out the jungle gyms. And what that did for kids when they found out years later is the kids needed that at 5 because this jungle gym is bigger than life.
For sure.
You have something that's 3, 5, 10 times bigger than you are. And so it takes an amount of courage to be able to say, I'm going to climb up this monkey bar.
And
this
if you
jungle
fall,
gym.
so be it.
And if you fall, so
part of
be it.
life.
It's part of life.
Yeah, man.
And it taught you to get back up, and you were either going to cower away and never try again, or you were going to be the one to try again. That right there has a direct correlation on your belief system that you had as an adult, starting with what they did at 5. And the difference, billionaire status, if you had a blindly supportive parent, it just meant you tried more things. And when you failed, it wasn't that your parents were successful. It was that your parents said, hey, don't worry about the fact you failed. We'll pick you back up. Pick yourself back up. Let's keep going again. Try it again. All right, fine. This idea didn't work out. Try it again. But you know what this society does right now? Why are you going to try that, kid? That's stupid. It's a waste of time. Why are you doing that TikTok thing? That's stupid. It's a waste of time. Why do you want to be an influencer? That's stupid. It's a waste of time. Why are you doing that sales business? It's stupid. It's a waste of time. And then these kids think, well, I'm not going to try this anymore because I don't want to fail, because I don't want to be stupid. You need the parent that says, go do it. I know, I don't understand either. You need the parent that says, go do this. And if the sales thing doesn't work out, who the fuck cares? I was
Try something else.
Try something else. So I was, and this is the biggest thing. So billionaires had that most of the time, but not every time. It was a parent of the opposite sex. And then what happened was I have a story where I was building a sales team for a public adjusting company. Okay. And I was basically building the team. And if you don't know what a public adjuster is, people have hurricanes here. You have homeowners insurance. You put a claim, and the insurance companies will deny the claim a lot of times. So you hire a public adjuster as like your attorney, so to speak, to represent you so that you can get the insurance companies to pay.
Got it.
So it's a commission-based gig, okay? And we're showing people how in the first 3 years of working with us, first year, we'll show you how to make over 100 grand. Every company I work with, there has to be a plan to show someone how if they're doing something, it's commission-based only. There's a higher risk. Most people are afraid to try. But for me, I'm like, the comp plan has to be designed to show someone specifically what it takes to make over 100 grand your first year. Because people will take a risk if you're the go-getter.
Correct.
If you got that stuff to try this out, even if there's no guarantee.
If they see a light, though.
You got to see a light.
Yeah.
12 months, this is what happens if I can get this down. So we show them how first year you'll make 120 grand, second year you'll make 200, third year you make over 350.
Okay.
And people look at that, and it was designed that way. When I first started working with this company, they didn't have that. All they had was you get started, you sell a commission, you're gonna make your 60, 70, or 80% commission, and then that's it.
Blah.
And when people say, okay, let me try this, and they try the first house, they try the first door, they try a family member, and they get 3, 5, 7 rejections, they're out, they quit. Here, I need to show them, I don't care how many rejections you go through, if you're willing to talk to this many people per week, you'll get 2 customers a week. So if you're doing 1 out of 10 and you need to get 2 customers a week, be willing to have 20 conversations and have 18 people tell you no.
Right.
Creates a different perspective now. Because you have most people that will never get the 20 people that they talk to because the first 3 or 5 say no. But if I show you how if you suck and you talk to 20 people a week just to get 2 people to say yes, 2 people a week is 120 grand a year. You need to see it. So we designed it, we put it on a paper, and then I show you next year you'll have an upgrade in compensation.
That's
so the
so
same work,
smart, bro.
So smart. So now we don't have people chasing 2 customers a week. I have people chasing 20 conversations. Just have 20 people do a meeting. So now you have people, no sales experience, no sales background. They're like, man, to get these 2 customers, I need 20 conversations. Who do I get? I need anybody. You, do you live in a house? Do you own a home or are you renting? You have a house, right? And whether I knock on your door, whether I cold call, whether I show up or talk to you at a Starbucks, you need to have 20 conversations. Because if you can get 20 people that will give you 20 minutes of their time, you know you're getting 2 customers a week. That's 120 grand for the year.
Yes.
And this is how we got people to stick. So we showed them year 1, 120, year 2, 200, year 3, 350. And we had people that were college students that would come and apply to work with us. And they'd be like, I want to do this, but I talked to my parents and they said it's a commission-based job. And they said, that's stupid. I shouldn't do it. So I know I went through the interview and I know I got hired, but I can't work with you. And then they would quit and they wouldn't do it, right? This is that generation
parents.
of the supportive parents. But then you have alternatively situations, and this happened to the T, where this person comes in and she's excited and she's like, man, I've never done sales. I don't know if I could do this. And we're like, yo, you got to do this. Come on, let's go. You're going to be so good because you have the personality. We just have to teach you what to say, how to say it, when to say it.
Yeah.
And you're going to be good. You'll get 2 customers a week in no time, 100 grand your first year, 200 grand year 2, 300 grand year 3.
Let's
Come on.
go. Sign me up.
And she got fired up. So she takes this little document, she brings it back home to her parents, and her parents say, damn, when we told you to go job hunting, we were thinking something else. But this looks so amazing. They looked at this one document, how to make 120 grand year 1, 200 grand year 2, 350 grand year 3. They said, this looks so promising that we wouldn't want you to pass up on this, even though we wanted you to get something more secure.
Wow.
So the parents
what
said—
a difference in mind frame.
Yes. Right? And so the parents said, why don't you go ahead and just try this out, see if you like it, and here's what we'll do,
What a
okay?
shift.
We'll actually go ahead and we'll spot you, okay? Your mom and I will both pitch in, and we'll make sure that you have at least a couple grand per month for the first 3 months while you try this out until you can hit the ground running with this thing.
Incredible.
So you at least
Great
have that
parents.
base, and you could try it out. And she went and she tried and she learned. The first month sucked. The second month, she wasn't that great. By month 3, she got the hang of it. We would go door knocking and every person gravitated towards her. Number 1, because you're a woman. If you're an attractive person, you're just going to have more people
For sure.
open to talking to you.
Nobody wants to see a dude. knocking on
Nobody
your
wants to
door.
see a dude, right?
No.
And so at this time, we're in Tampa. There was a hurricanes that happened. We're going in the neighborhoods. Some of the dudes rough around the edges. One of our guys, his name is Park. he's got this deep voice, and he just looks like he's from the streets. And he walks up, door knocking. Yo, you need help with filing a claim against your house? And people would look at him. I'm like, bro, all right. First of all, I was like, are you happy to help these people out? He's like, of course. And I'm like, tell your face.
Tell your face that.
I'm like, because when you're showing up and you're looking like you're mean mugging, people are afraid to open up the door. Smile. Start with a smile, right?
Awesome.
But she would go and people would be like, oh, attractive, non-threatening, friendly personality. Oh, yeah. Oh, what's going on? She's like, yeah, we're hoping homeowners in the neighborhood get paid for any damages they have in their house. You guys have damages? They're like, yeah, we do. Here. Come right in. And she killed it. And she killed it. By month 3, every house that she walked into, people were signing up to be her customer. She was collecting customers left and right. And the only reason that happened was because of the fact that her parents, she put such high value in what did my parents say? What are they going to think? And her parents said, this is not what we wanted, but we support it. And if you fall, we'll be here to catch you for your first 3 months.
That's so beautiful.
And month 3 was the month that she was able to hit it, and she was able to lock it. And every customer that she closed was paying her at least $1,000 or $2,000.
Wow.
So she didn't even need the money from parents after that. So it just goes to show the successful people that are going to make it on a big scale have a higher level of self-esteem, a higher self-image of themselves. The way you get a higher self-image of yourself is going to be based on how many things have you tried throughout your life? How many things have you failed but decide I'm going to pick myself up and go past this wall, right?
Yeah.
Build this business, build this idea, start that band, pursue acting, pursue being an actress, a doctor or a lawyer. You have people that their parents didn't get an education. You have your kid that says, you know what, I'm going to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer. And you know what their parents say? Oh, you're not going to do that. You're not smart enough.
That's the
we have
worst.
too much of a society where they're suppressing the potential of their kids, even if it's not their kids, friends, family, your environment, your community. That's why I'm so big on you are who you surround yourself with. And so for me, I get excited about thinking about kids because when I think about kids, I think of not me, but like what can I empower these kids to do if they have this level of thinking by the time they're 3, you know?
So to your point, last night, my wife and I were going through our kids' book bag.
Yeah.
Getting stuff out, whatever.
Yeah.
We take out this piece of work for my 6-year-old.
Yeah.
It was an art project that he did where he was... he had to write words that described him and how he viewed himself. And in the bottom, he had to put a quote that he likes. Mm-hmm. You know what the quote that he put, man?
What was the quote?
Never give up.
I love that. How old is he?
6.
Beautiful.
Bro, I can cry right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm so happy that I instilled that in him.
Yes.
Never give up.
Never give up.
It made me so proud, bro. So proud. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and it sounds so cliche. People are
Yes.
like, oh yeah, never give up. Oh, that cheesy
but it's
stuff.
so true, bro.
It's so true. It's
so
everything.
true. Yes.
You know, our parents, when we'd be hanging around the house, they didn't let us watch TV on weekdays. As we got a little older, they would only after like you finish homework. So they'd be like, yeah, you can't watch TV during the week, but if you want to, show me you finished all your homework, and then you could do like 1 or 2 hours before bed, whatever. And most of the stuff we were watching was Disney, which was cool. And Disney was all about that same mentality. As cheesy as it is, when you're watching these movies, when you're watching these TV shows that are based around maybe the kid gets bullied, maybe the kid starts off as the underdog,
right?
And then after that, they find a way to overcome it. Like it's the underdog story. It's a hero's journey.
Yep.
And if people can learn to identify themselves with that, you make it okay to fail as long as you never give up.
Correct.
And the fact that your son at 6 years old is saying, this is what I used to describe myself right there, I think that's beautiful, man. You guys did a great job as parents.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. I was so proud, man. And to your point about Disney, I grew up watching The Mighty Ducks, that movie.
Oh my God, I love that movie.
Love that
was one of my favorite
bro.
movies.
It was
Yes.
so good.
It was so good. They don't make movies like that anymore.
They do not.
Right?
They really don't.
I'm telling you. That's great.
Bro, I could talk to you all day.
Same. This was
incredible.
Great. This was incredible. This was incredible. So I know it's been a little while. So
before you leave, give me a nugget, a tip for a struggling entrepreneur. Someone who can't even see the headlights in front of them. What do you say to them?
All right. So name of my company is called Next Level Success. I say use it as an acronym. You can't see what's in front of you. You're having the issue. You can't look beyond the headlights and you're struggling and you don't know whether to keep going. You don't know whether to keep pursuing. You don't know where to start. You don't know where to go. So here's what you need in order to give yourself like, what do you call that? Guarding rails or whatever? Like if you're playing bowling. Yeah. Okay. Your guardrails. One, the word next. You need to ask yourself, what is next for me? Most people can't get what they want because they haven't even defined what it is that they want. Okay, for instance, when the first thing I do, first exercise when I'm onboarding a new client, I say, okay, cool. So if we could create, become, achieve anything in the next year, what do we want to do? And they're like, oh yeah, this is great. Yeah, oh wow, I'm getting coaching. I'm like, we haven't even started yet, bro. They're like, you're asking me what I want. They get excited. And they're like, all right, so I want to make more money. I'm like, okay. And then they're like, but then, I want to do fitness stuff. And I want to find a new girlfriend or boyfriend. And I'm like, and then I want a promotion at my job. And then, I want new clothes. And then I want to travel to Italy. And then I want to do this. And then I want to do that. I'm like, anything else? And they're like, yeah. And then they throw in. And then I'm like, okay, cool. Which one of these is like your top one? And what are your top three? And most people are like, oh, shoot. I say, that's your problem right there. See, if you were to ask anybody that's creating anything, ask Bill Gates, ask Steve Jobs, ask, any person that has the ability to move and create something that started off as a thought, you ask them, what's your goal for this year? They're going to tell you 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Done. What's your strategic objective for this year? 1, 2, 3. Bam, bam, bam. Say, so until you have it down to a science where I know the number one most important thing that I need for me and my business is this. And if I had a honorable mention, number 2 is this, number 3 is that. But number 1 is this, and this is all that matters. This is what we're going towards. You don't have a North Star if you don't have that.
Right.
So most people need to define what is next for you. Whether it's move into a new market, make a certain amount of money, get a certain amount of customers. It could be health related. It could be relationship related. Maybe you need to fix your relationship with your spouse. Maybe you need to learn some new skills. Maybe you need to get the promotion at your job. Maybe you need a better relationship with your creator. Like, I don't know what it is that's important for you, but people need to define that. And you need to get really clear on that, because without that, you are just riding around in circles and you're flowing with the wind. It's like being on a boat, a sailboat, and the wind is what's going to determine like which direction you're moving in. So if the wind blows this way, now all of a sudden you get tossed that way. And if the wind's blowing that way, you get tossed that way. But when you define what it is that you want, when you've defined New York and you know you're in Miami, now you know how to set the sail. The blowing of the wind isn't going to be what determines where you end up. Now that you know where you're going, it's going to be the set of the sail. So if the wind's blowing this way, I just have to adjust the sail and I can still move this direction. Oh, now the wind's blowing this way. Okay, I need to adjust the sail. Now I can still make sure I'm going this direction. What do you want? Most people don't know what they want. You got to identify what you want. You got to make it the most important thing. That's one. Number 2, and you got to know why you want it. Number 2 is the word level. So with everything that you want, you have a goal and it's bigger than you. If you have something that's bigger than you, you need to understand that the reason it's bigger than you is because it's bigger than who you are. And everything that you have in life is a result. It's a reflection of who you are. It's a reflection of internal causes. Yeah. So the amount of money that you make, a reflection of who you are. Your weight right now, it's a reflection of who you are. Some people are like, I'm too fat. That's because of who you are. So I'm too skinny. It's because of who you are. So your relationship status, it's because of who you are. Everything around that's happening, where you live, the car that you drive, the people that like you, the people that hate you, the way your boss treats you, it's all a reflection of who you are. And when people can understand that everything I want to attract in my life is not out there and has nothing to do with out there, it has everything to do with me. And if I can make myself more valuable, if I can make myself more attractive, if I can make myself more disciplined, if I could adopt these behaviors, if I can learn these skills and I grow the level of me, everything around grows in equal proportion. Your financial issues, it's because of discipline, habits, and behaviors with your finances. You change that within you, you wait 6, 12, 24 months later and see what your financial situation is like. Ooh, man, I can't attract the right spouse. Change these qualities. Develop qualities that are attractive. Develop qualities that show stability. Develop qualities that show loyalty. In 6, 12, 24 months, you'll see how everything starts to change. It's all you. So people got to define what I want, but now you got to know what it takes to level up. And you got to define, what do I need to become? Because if I were this type of person would find a way to create these results. People are like, man, I want to start this business, man. I want to start this health fitness thing, and I can't do it. It's so hard. And I'm like, if you take the number 1 health fitness influencer you could think of, who is it? And they'll say XYZ. And I'm like, you take XYZ, you trade places with them. So now you have their life and they have yours. Are they going to find a way to create that same life that they created if you give them 1 or 2 years? They say yes. And I say, what is it about them that would allow them to create that? Well, they're confident, and they have a network, and they have this, and they do that, and they wake up at 5 a.m. And I'm like, good, write this all down. In order to have all these things, you have to first become these things. You make a commitment to level up. And once you level up you, everything around you will level up with you as well. So next is the first word. What's next for you? You got to know what you want, why you want it. Level is what are you going to do to level up? And last word is success. You got to understand that everything to become a success has a formula attached to it. Okay? Success is not new. Success is actually old. Goes as far back. Anyone that just read the Bible, and I'm an amateur on the Bible and, and all that stuff, but I know that they have success principles that if people learn to just apply just from that and they applied it within themselves and in their external world, they would create dramatically different results in their life, right? And so I always use the analogy of cooking. You were telling me here, you had a podcast studio set up, you got a kitchen over there, you have an influencer, she comes and she does her cooking show and she cooks in front of people.
Yep.
So what was her name again?
Chef D.
Chef D.
Shout out Chef D.
Chef D.
Haitian
Shout out
too.
Chef D. That's right. Sac passe. So if we told Chef D, all right, we're going to go to the kitchen. And I said, what's your best recipe for your best dish? She says, I got this griot dish, and then we got the griot complet, and we got the rice, we got the bananas, we got the pickles, we got all that stuff. And I say, okay, good. I'm going to go ahead and make it. And then she asked me, have you ever made this before? I say, absolutely not. If I tried to make it without her recipe, am I going to be successful?
You have a 50% chance?
Nah, it's like a 1% chance. So if I'm not a chef and I don't know the recipe she uses to create her dish, I don't know how much salt to put. I don't know how much seasoning to put. I don't know how long to keep this thing going for. So if I want to find that stuff out, what would I have to do? I'd have to either ask her for the recipe or I'd have to look it up online. So now I have a recipe. It's not just me reaching out and going from scratch.
Right.
Now when I look at this recipe, if I try doing the recipe and it says this many ounces of this many grams of that, this many of that, keep it in here, keep it in that. The first time I try to make it, it's probably going to be off. It's probably going to be awful because I'm like the worst cook ever, right? I don't cook, but I make great reservations. But here's the key. The magic is, if I was talking to Chef D right now, she'd be like, all right, that's okay. You follow the recipe, but this is the 1 or 2 or 3 things that you had off. You thought you were supposed to do it this way. You got to do it this way. And this over here, you thought you were supposed to do it this way. You got to do it that way. And I'd be like, oh, so I do it again. And then she'd be like, a little bit better, but not perfect yet. Do it again, and I do it again, and I do it again. Same recipe. Here's what happens. After enough iterations, I do it enough times, eventually I will get to the point where I can do the same exact recipe to the T, the exact same way that she teaches me.
That's right.
Does that make sense?
100%.
So when it comes to success in anything, you need to find who has the recipe. I want to create changes in my financial life. Who has the recipe? I want to create changes in my physical body. Who has the recipe? I want to create changes in my mentality because maybe I wasn't born with parents that were supportive. They told me I couldn't do anything and my self-esteem's a little lower. That's okay.
Yeah.
Every attribute and skill needed for success is all 100% learnable. Who has the recipe? Go change your mind. Your mind is like a glass of water. It can only hold what you put in it. So some people think, oh, yeah, I got water in it. But no, I'm looking at your glass and it's filled with mud.
Looks dirty.
It's dirty. You got dirty water. And people say, oh, well, this is just how God made me. This is just the environment. You don't know where I'm from.
God made filtration.
God made filtration too. That's right. So when people say, you don't know where I'm from, I'm like, well, do you know there's a filtration machine? God made that too.
Yeah.
And they say, no, because they're holding on to their story. You don't know what I've been through.
It's comforting.
You don't know what this happened to me. This happened to me one time. You know what I say? I don't give a shit. I don't care. Do you want what you want bad enough to go through a filtration system? Do you want what you want bad enough to go find a filtration system?
Yeah.
Because here's what happens when you have a filtration system. You put water through the filtration system. Now all of a sudden the water is there and it's filled up with all this gooey, yucky, dirty mud. But then what happens is the water starts to overflow. Out comes the mud. In comes new filtered water. And eventually over enough time, you have clean, clear water in your glass. Totally new, totally fresh, totally clear. So I tell people you got to wash your mind out. Who has the recipe to do it? There's a recipe to do anything that you could possibly imagine. You want to go to the moon? If that happened, right? There's a recipe to build a rocket ship, take it to the moon.
Bro, I want to believe it so badly.
Yeah.
I really want to believe it.
It's so crazy with the amount of stuff that I've seen on
Yeah,
the
me
internet.
too.
I'm
Me too.
I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
I'm
like,
really
whoa,
want to
whoa,
believe it.
Whoa.
But, you know, nowadays,
But now
it's just
I don't
like
know what to believe
anymore. You
anymore.
can't tell what's what. No, you can't.
Because now you know and you see that whoever it is, there's puppet masters
Yes.
with these strings behind everything now.
Everything, bro.
And you don't know what to believe because they can put enough stuff in front of you and they know the right time to put it to get you to believe what they want you to believe.
And who knows the level of AI they actually have that hasn't been released yet to the public?
Yeah, so there's that. Also, if you're going to the moon, I figured there'd be a lot more footage. Like I go on vacations and you take a lot more footage.
lot.
You take a lot more videos, a lot more stuff than the stuff that they've seen.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, you know, again, am I going to say it didn't happen? I'm not going to go say that. Am I going to say that
Yeah.
it did? I'm not going to swear that it did either.
I'm going to say I
don't-
really want to believe it.
There you go. I would like to believe it.
Really
I want you to
believe it.
show me more stuff.
Yes.
Like you showed me pictures of videos that they had inside, but like, yo, what, couldn't there be a stream? Couldn't there be a live video footage feed? Like, can't you show more footage from looking out the window? I seen one little clip.
Yeah.
You show me one little clip. I want to see what a streamer's life is if you actually like did it. So,
Exactly.
Again, nobody knows, right? You only know and believe. Most people only believe what they want you to believe at the end of the day.
Correct.
But going back to what I was talking about is, number one, you have the ability to determine where you're going to go, what destination you're going to get to. And life is a journey, but you're just moving with the wind and you're being flowed in the direction that the currents are pushing you.
Yeah.
And you're not in control of life. You're reacting to it. I want to empower people. Get in control of your life, man, right? Take your life back get back in control, take your power back, right? Get back in control of your livelihood, get back in control of your finances, get back in control of your health, get back in your control of your relationships. You can do it. You just got to determine what you want. You got to be committed to it. And then you got to realize that you're not good enough to do it as you are right now. Otherwise, you'd already have it. You're not good enough to be rich right now. Otherwise, you'd already be rich.
Facts.
You're not good enough to have the perfect ideal relationship right now. Otherwise, you'd already have it. You're not good enough to be the perfect parent that you want to be. My kids don't listen to me. My kids are knuckleheads. Your kids are a reflection of your leadership. So if your kids are dumb, if your kids are ignorant, if your kids are not acting properly, it's a reflection of your leadership. You need to make yourself the problem.
The apple does not fall far from the tree.
It doesn't fall far from the tree. But also, as the tree, you have the ability to nurture and grow yourself and provide yourself with the right sunlight, provide yourself with the right soil,
Yes.
give yourself enough water. Don't be one of those people, well, they didn't water me. The government needs to do this. My parents need to do that. The job needs it. No. You can give yourself your own sunlight. You can pour more water into yourself. There's water everywhere. You can give yourself the right environment. You can have the right soil so that you can grow into a stronger, better, healthier tree, bear better fruit that you can use to be an example to your kids. Show them the right way to do things.
Yeah.
Create the right apple seeds, if that makes sense, right?
Of course.
So that's my key. What's next for you? What do you got to do to level up? And what's the recipe for success? Go find it. And when you go find it and you commit to it, it's not going to happen on your time frame. But if you give yourself 1 or 2 years, I promise you it'll change your life. Your life will be dramatically different 2 years from now than it was today. And so people will overestimate what's possible for them in the short term because microwave TikTok mentality. I want this to happen now, this week, this month, today.
No patience.
No patience. But they underestimate what's possible for them if they commit to transformation over the next 2 years, which is why every one of my clients, I say, this isn't a quick fix. It's not a one PDF, one video, one coaching call fix. If we're doing this, don't sign up to work with me if we're not committed for the next 12 to 24 months. I know I can make the impossible happen in the next 12 to 24 months, but if you're going to quit before then, keep your money. Don't do this. Let's not even start. So that's what I would encourage your listeners and viewers to do. And I want to encourage them to go be great, man. Step into your greatness, learn to be an example of what's possible, and ultimately live your vision. That's my message.
Incredible, bro. Bro, we've been talking for almost 3 hours,
That's crazy.
and you've dropped so much gem. So much. You are very, very knowledgeable.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Thank you, bro. I really appreciate
that.
it.
Thank you for having me on the show, man. I appreciate you guys. This whole setup has been fantastic, and I'm excited to help promote this. I'm going to bring people and introduce people to you because I love what you got going on right here.
That'll be incredible. Thank you so much.
For sure, man. Thank you.
Karl, let everyone know where they can find you, how they can connect with you.
Awesome. So if you're looking to connect with me, make sure to connect with me at K Smith Inspires. Any channel, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, K Smith Inspires, KSMITH, Inspires, all one word. You could also find me at ksmithinspires.com. There you go. Connect with me. If you're looking for free tips, resources, our channels have a lot of stuff, valuable tidbits. And for anyone who feels like maybe I'm at a bottleneck, maybe I need some clarity, maybe I need that new identity to shift so I can be pointed in the right direction, as a free gift I'll give to your people, you guys can actually go ahead and schedule a complimentary discovery call with me. I have a team of coaches. I'll actually do them if up to a certain amount. Let's say the first 20 people. I'll do a complimentary discovery call for your people.
That's incredible.
They just have to let me know you've seen this from out of the system. So if you mention out of the system, we won't charge you. You get a 20-minute discovery call on me. And what we'll do is we'll break down what it is that you're looking to create, what are the biggest obstacles holding you back, and I'll give you some free tools and guidance and resources that'll point you in the right direction. Okay, and then we can see where we go from there, if anything. But
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't get gems already from watching you speak, 100% get on the call with you. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So thanks again for having me. Appreciate you guys. And hope you guys take something with this information and start something new. Don't worry about the big picture yet. Just take the first step and you'll start to see some changes.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Guys, that was incredible. So much knowledge dropped. We talked for 2 hours and 41 minutes, and we could have gone for another 2 hours and 41 minutes.
We could have.
Karl is extremely knowledgeable, someone who is in the game, doing it every single day, and can help your company reach the limits go far beyond the limits that you think that you can. Remember, the road to get to where you want to go from Miami to New York, like he said, the best way is with a mentor. Someone who has done it, someone who can guide you all the way there so you don't get lost. He's offering you a free introductory call worth $500. If you're struggling, if you're lost, click that link below, get on a call with Karl, and he's gonna show you how to get your business to that next level. Like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and we'll see you guys next time.